Chapter 495. I like it this way, why should I let go? He was in control of her, and his handsome face was right in front of her. He had just smoked, and now her breath was filled with the smell of smoke. It entered Tao Yuan's nose, seeped into her blood, and quickly spread throughout her body. I don't like it, you stink. She straightened her neck and tried to distance herself from him. Of course, that was just a futile effort. Do I stink? Where do I stink? I hate the stench of your smoke, it's so pungent. Pungent? Smell it again. He was getting closer and they could kiss at any time. Tao Yuan could only purse her lips and try to avoid breathing in his breath. His pestering was driving her crazy. Does it smell good? Pungent? She squeezed out a word with difficulty. Really? Then, unfortunately, you have to get used to the smell of my smoke because you will have to smell it for a long time in the future. What are you trying to do? Didn't I say it? I am enjoying the benefits of a husband. You insisted on marrying me, and all these years, you have enjoyed the glory and wealth of Mrs. Liu. Now it is time for you to fulfill your obligations, are you not willing? How can there be such a cheap deal in the world? Tao Yuan stared at him stubbornly. I did not take a single cent from the Liu family. You did not, but all these years, how much benefits did your father get from the Liu family? Do you know? He squinted his deep eyes, and there was a hint of mockery in them. Tao Yuan was a woman with a strong sense of pride. That is his, I did not take it. You feel that you have lost out, so what does it have to do with me? You can't put it that way, he wagged his finger. The son pays his father's debts. You are my wife, if I want something, isn't it more convenient to get it back from you? Tao Yuan did not know what method he was going to use to get it back, but it was definitely not a good thing. Being pressed by him, she did not know whether it was the heat or the nervousness, but there was a layer of cold sweat on her back. I will say it again, I do not owe you. No, you owe me a lot. The smile in his eyes deepened a little. So much that you won't be able to repay it all in this lifetime. You're crazy. Let go of me. Get off me. Tao Yuan was so angry that she continued to struggle with all her might. Her face was red. Unable to push him away, he began to curse loudly. What's the difference between you and a hooligan? Do you think you're attractive? But I hate it. I hate it to death. You say you hate it, but you like it in your heart, right? When you married me, didn't you think that one day during our wedding ceremony I would push you down? His words were laced with sarcasm. That's what you're hoping for, right? Now that you've gotten what you wanted, why do you want me to leave? You really can't get tired of playing hard to get. I didn't know you were so dirty before, but now I feel disgusted when you touch me. Get your filthy hands off me. You don't deserve to touch me. Dirty hands? Don't you like my dirty hands? He pinched her delicate chin. His eyes were burning and there was a spark in them. Do you know? When you're angry, your face is red and it's especially charming. Every time I see you pretending to be calm, I really want to tear off your disguise and let you be like this, like an angry lion cub. His voice was squeezed out from between his teeth. It was as if his words were on fire, burning her body. What? Are you angry? You want to bite me? Where do you want to bite? Tao Yuan's face was so red that it was about to explode. She felt embarrassed and angry, but the man was still calm. He smiled and teased her, controlling her reaction. She was like a little beast that had fallen into a trap and he could play with her. What were you like when you were with other men? Gentle and shy? Or like now? Why? You want to know? Don't forget, I'm the woman you hate the most. Tao Yuan looked up. The hand that was pinching her chin had a smell of smoke. It drilled into her nose and disrupted her heartbeat. But there was a voice that kept reminding her. Calm down, Tao Yuan, you have to calm down. This devil only wants to humiliate you. You can't let him play with you. You may have given me the riches and glory of Mrs. Liu, but other men have given me the happiness of a woman. That is something you can't give me. She tried to use this method to provoke him, but Lu Li laughed instead of getting angry. Why can't I? I'm your husband and I have the right to enjoy everything you have. The light in his eyes intensified. Tao Yuan felt that he could bite her neck off at any time. But he was still laughing. Since you admit that you are Mrs. Liu, then dear Mrs. Liu, call me hubby. This time he had never heard her call him that before. Must feel good. Don't even think about it. Tao Yuan said forcefully. You're my wife. Shouldn't you call me that? You have so many women outside. I think they would be happy to call you hubby, 1,000 or 10,000 times. Really? Since you don't want to call me hubby, then use your body to fulfill the duty of a wife. Lu Li pressed down and bit her neck. Her heart was in her throat, and she struggled with her hands and feet. Luli, let me go, she screamed. Call me hubby and I will let you go. His voice came from her neck. Tao Yuan was so anxious that tears came out. This kind of intimacy was strange and she was at a loss. You call me hubby so unwillingly. Even if you do, it will be fake. Is it necessary to hear it? I think it is necessary. What? Are you going to call me hubby? Tao Yuan bit her lips and stared at him with a pair of red rabbit-like eyes. Tao Yuan had no doubt that Luli could do something to her tonight. She, who was forced into a corner, could only bear the humiliation and call him hubby. Hubby. Luli stopped and put his ear close to her. What do you call me? Your voice is too low, I can't hear you clearly. Are you done? Didn't I already call you hubby? Tao Yuan was furious. What else did he want? He was so bad. I didn't hear you clearly. Call me again? How could she call him that? You don't want to? Luli began to move his hands up and down her again. Hubby. Is this okay? Tao Yuan called him that, but in her heart she was cursing him for being a pervert. You seem to call me hubby reluctantly. It's already very reluctant. I said it was fake but you insisted. Is this interesting? Are you lacking in love to the extent of being abnormal? Don't you women like the feeling of being forced? Don't say that you are special. You Tao Yuan are best at saying one thing and saying another. Should I give you a reward for calling me hubby so sweetly and obediently? As he said that, he kissed her lips. Tao Yuan's eyes widened, and her mind went blank for a moment. She only felt that his lips were moving continuously, and the taste of tobacco between his lips and teeth confused her nerves and made her confused. This kiss lasted for a long time and she was also stunned for a long time. When her eyes found a little focus, he had already let go of her lips. There was not much emotion in his eyes, but there was a bit of gentleness between lovers. The tip of his nose was against the tip of hers, and the corner of his mouth slowly curled up. It seems that you also enjoy my kiss. Tao Yuan seemed to wake up from a dream. Her face blushed to the roots of her ears, and she hurriedly reached out to push him. Go away, you stinky hooligan. You let me go after enjoying it? Are you burning the bridge after crossing the river? He was not as tight as before, and his posture was like a yuppie's son, frivolous and lazy. Who enjoyed it? Disgusting. Tao Yuan wiped her mouth hard, looking very disgusted. Do you like to force others that much? She was trembling all over now. She did not know whether she was more nervous or more embarrassed. In short, every time she dealt with this man, she became not like herself. Calmness and pride were all gone. Other than panic, there was only panic, so he succeeded time and time again. Moreover, he was getting more and more skilled at playing with her. She pushed him away and sat up. Her legs were so weak that she almost rolled off the bed. Luli was amused by her. I really should let those people see how pathetic their noble and cool manager Tao's legs are so weak that she can't get off the bed. Tao Yuan glared at him. He picked up his clothes and walked to the bathroom. A sentence floated in the air slowly. Stay here for the night. Otherwise, if I catch you, it will not be as simple as just now. At night, in the bar, the lights were bright. Two men were sitting at the bar, drinking. One had just come from the company, and he had not changed out of his suit. He was handsome and exuded the domineering aura of a king. The other was dressed casually and had a beautiful face. He was even more beautiful than a woman, and his peach blossom eyes were very attractive. His gaze was quietly searching for prey on the dance floor. One could tell that he was a battle-hardened playboy. Lin Yuqing swayed his body to the music. Why do you have time to look for me today? I asked you out before, but you rejected me every time. Have you finally thought it through and come to the bar to look for me? I told you long ago that if you play with female celebrities and models too much, you will get tired of them. It is exciting to change occasionally. This bar has the most beautiful girls. If you like one, I will give it to you. Luli slapped away the hand on his shoulder and gave him a look of disdain. I can't swallow these vulgar girls. You can have them. Why are they vulgar girls? There were a few good ones just now. Look, all the women here are flirting with you, wanting to have sex with you. I am at a disadvantage coming out with you. You were like this in college. More women like you. That means they have good taste. What's the use of that? No matter how good their taste is, they will not be able to enter young Master Lu's eyes. They can only fantasize about you in their dreams. Luli felt disgusted. This bastard's words were really disgusting. How did he call him brother? All right. Tomorrow is your company's anniversary celebration, right? It seems to be the 4th anniversary of you and sister-in-law. You have been married for 4 years, but it is as if you are not married at all. Why are you holding such a big celebration this year, as if you can't wait to announce it to the world? Are you going to help her get married? It is my dad's idea. Chapter 496. T. Luli felt it was ridiculous and cursed. How could I fall in love with her? You know very well in your heart. You call me out today because you have something on your mind. It has to do with her, right? What? Did she disturb your heart? Luli wanted to deny it at first, but he called Lin Yuqing out to talk about this matter. He raised his head and gulped down a large glass of beer before saying with a frown, "Have you ever had a different feeling for a woman you originally hated? When I came back this time, I didn't like her at first. I thought she was a B*TCH who went around seducing men and making me a cuckold. But after getting along with her, it didn't seem to be the case. She had a lot of lascivious men around her, but she didn't seem to have sex with them. Even though sometimes I thought it was a little ambiguous, it didn't seem like that. She used to only know how to cry and I got angry just looking at her. But in just 3 years she seemed to have become a completely different person. No matter what I said, even if I choked her neck, she wouldn't shed a single tear. She was really different from before. It was as if her whole body was glowing. When I saw the glow on her body, I wanted to get close to her. The more I wanted to resist, the closer I got. Damn it, I've never lost control of myself like this." Lin Yuqing listened to him quietly and nodded thoughtfully. Then he explained in a sincere and earnest tone. "Actually, it's very easy to understand. It's just one word. Love. No." He wagged his finger and said solemnly, "*TCH. Luli kicked his chair and Lin Yuqing almost fell flat on his face. "Please, I'm just telling the truth. Do you have to be so cruel? You're obviously a B*TC. No matter how B*TCH I am, can I be as B*TCH as you? I'm B*TCH, but at least I won't go back to you. Back then you despised her so much, but now that you found out that she's beautiful, oh, you want to chase her back? But don't forget, she's a person and people's thoughts change. No one will always stay in the same place and wait for you." Even someone as eloquent as Luli couldn't refute. He was at a loss for words and was in the wrong. "Don't blame me for my harsh words, it's just like that. Think about it. 3 years. 3 whole years. She had to work hard in the business world alone. Was it easy? There will be times when she is weak and needs help, but if you are not by her side, there will naturally be other men. Even if she fell in love with someone else, it would be very normal, not to mention that she was still pure. This is really not easy. I quite admire her. Isn't it all because of her? I didn't beg her to marry me. Women can do anything and give up anything for love. Let's not talk about the past. Let me ask you, do you really want to get her back and live a good life?" "I don't know." Luli was very frustrated. "I'm afraid I can't forget the past." "If that's the case, then you can only let go. Didn't she want a divorce? Then you should divorce her. Find someone else and start over. She's not the only one." "Is it as easy as you say? Do you know that our positions have been switched? She used to be pestering me, but now it's my turn to pester her. I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyway, if I don't see her for a day, my heart will feel uncomfortable, as if something is missing." "Oh, you are in love." Luli felt that it was impossible. After Tao Yanran, he never thought that he would fall in love with another person. To be precise, he had lost the ability to love, especially Tao Yuan. However, if it was not love, how could he explain those feelings of loss and gain, and the sourness he felt when he saw her with other men? Thinking about it, his head was about to explode. "Do you still love Tao Yanran?" "Yes." Luli answered without hesitation. "Then will you get her back?" Luli shook his head. "It's over between us. I let her down. Even if we get back together, we can't find the previous feeling." "Then do you love Tao Yuan?" "I don't know. If I were you, since Tao Yanran and you have feelings for Tao Yuan, don't suppress yourself anymore. Give yourself and Tao Yuan a chance. She is a good woman. Even if she has done something wrong in the past, she has been punished. You should turn this page and start over with her. Instead of being in this contradiction and competing with yourself, it's better to open your heart and follow your heart." Follow his heart? His heart was already with Tao Yuan. But could they really start over? Ding dong, ding dong. In her sleep, Tao Yuan was awakened by the doorbell. She walked out of the room with a coat and looked through the peephole. Luli was standing at the door, leaning against the door with a red face, drunk. She really didn't want to open the door for him. Ding dong, ding dong. The doorbell rang a few more times. Tao Yuan had to open the door, and his tall body directly fell on her. She hurried to hold him. "Why are you so drunk?" She helped him sit on the sofa and went back to close the door, complaining, "You're disturbing my sleep in the middle of the night. Don't you have the key?" I just want you to open the door for me. He leaned back on the sofa, muttering with his eyes narrowed. You woke me up. Can you sleep without me here? I slept soundly without you. Tao Yuan rolled her eyes at him. Why are you so drunk? I'm happy. Lu pulled at his collar and his neck was red. Tao Yuan suddenly thought of a saying. No matter how crazy a man was outside, if he knew how to go home, at least it proved that he had a home in his heart. Did Lu treat this as his home? How could she have such a strange idea? Maybe he had just come back from a gentle village. Honey, I'm thirsty, Lu shouted in a hoarse voice. Tao Yuan had to pour him a glass of water. Looking at him, she was still a little worried. Is it very uncomfortable? Yes. You know it's uncomfortable, but you still drink so much. You deserve it. Although she said so, she went into the kitchen and made him a cup of tea to relieve the hangover. Here, drink it. Lu frowned as soon as he smelled it. What is it? I don't want to drink it. You'll feel better after drinking it. Open your mouth. She brought it to his lips and Lu reluctantly opened his mouth. He took a sip and frowned even more. You didn't poison it, did you? Kill your husband? I want to, but I'll have to go to jail. It's not worth it for you. Drink it quickly, I'm going to sleep. Lu complained, but he still drank 2 big mouthfuls. Tao Yuan wanted to laugh when she saw his awkward look. Who would have thought that the dignified and cold CEO would be so childish when drunk? He even needed someone to coax him to drink the hangover medicine. She wanted to take the cup to wash, but he grabbed her wrist. In the blink of an eye, he wrapped his arms around her waist and pressed his entire body against her stomach. Lu, Tao Yuan's heart skipped a beat. She was not used to such intimacy and did not know how to deal with it. I'm so tired, being with you, I'm so tired. He closed his eyes. I always force myself to hate you, but I want to get closer to you. What's wrong with me? His hoarse voice was full of exhaustion. Tao Yuan, what curse did you cast on me? Every word he said went straight into her heart, making Tao Yuan's heart flutter and tremble. Were these his words from the heart, or was he acting? She hoped that he was acting. Otherwise she was worried that she would fall. In fact, she was already falling. She watched herself fall bit by bit, but there was nothing she could do. It's so good to have you by my side. Just like this, together? He murmured softly as if he was sleep-talking. There was a slight smile on the corner of his mouth, and he looked very satisfied. Let's start over, okay? He said, start over? Tao Yuan's body trembled, thinking that she was hallucinating. For a long time, she did not know how to answer, and the man who was hugging her had already fallen asleep. Even in his sleep, he was still hugging her, afraid that she would leave. Her heart was completely in a mess. Lu hugged her for a long time and refused to let go. Tao Yuan's legs were sore from standing, so she could only sit on the sofa and fell asleep as she sat. When she woke up the next day, she found herself on the bed. It was Lu who carried her to the bed, and he had already left. She remembered that there was a very important meeting at 8 o'clock in the morning, and he should have left at 7 o'clock. Had he eaten breakfast? He drank so much last night and was in so much pain. If he went to the meeting early in the morning, how uncomfortable would his body be? Would he be able to take it? Realizing that she was actually worried about him, Tao Yuan hurriedly chased those ridiculous thoughts out of her mind. Who was he, Lu, that she needed to worry about him? She couldn't even feel sorry for herself. Lu had always been a picky eater, so even if it was breakfast, Tao Yuan still had to prepare a lot of food. It was rare that he was not around today, so it saved her a lot of trouble. She made herself oatmeal yogurt, ate a little, and went out, feeling refreshed. When she reached the hotel, she heard the chattering of girls at the entrance of the big office. Anyway, it was like this every day, either talking about how amazing the guests were, or which celebrities were, or which passerby had turned into fans, or which fans had turned into haters. At first, Tao Yuan would stop them, but as time went by, she got used to it, or rather, she felt helpless. 2 women were equivalent to 200 ducks, and with 7 or 8 of them together, it was impossible for them not to gossip. Actually, sometimes she also felt that it was fun to listen to them gossip. The office was very lively. After all, these girls were young and energetic. They were not like her, who had a very mature mentality. Who is Tao Yuan? Who is Tao Yuan? The delivery man walked in with a big bouquet of pink roses. There were 99 roses, so big that the delivery man's head could not be seen. Team leader, your flowers. Tao Yuan walked out of her small office and was stunned when she saw the big bouquet of pink roses. My flowers? Are you sure you didn't get it wrong? Tao Yuan, is that you? Yes. That's right. Hurry up and sign for it, I still have to send it to the next house. Tao Yuan had to sign it. She did not like flowers and many people around her knew that. Who would give her flowers? She searched for a while but there was no card. Team leader is so charming, which suitor is it? Employee A said sourly. Chapter 497. Why are you asking about her? It's as if team leader will tell you if you ask. She has a lot of mysterious pursuers unlike us. No one cares about us. I'm so jealous. You have so much time to gossip. Don't you think your workload is not enough? I still have a lot of things to do. Do you need help? His words silenced them and they did not dare to make a sound. Tao Yuan returned to her office with the flowers, but the complaints were endless. You always act like a boss. What's so great about you? Yeah, there's no card. You must have given them to yourself. Ah, that must be it. You're so scheming. Tao Yuan was still wondering who sent the flowers when Lu Li called. Did you receive the flowers? You gave them to me? She was very doubtful. In her impression, Lu Li was not a romantic man. When he was dating Tao Yanran, he did not send her flowers. She still remembered that Tao Yanran complained to him because of this. In the end, he did not send her any flowers. So, he gave his first time to her? What a mess. Her thoughts were too evil. She despised herself. Oh, I went out early this morning to pick them. I picked each one carefully. His voice came through the phone. It was deep and sexy. Tao Yuan's ears heated up. She was glad that he could not see it. Is your brain crushed by a door or stepped on by a chicken? Did someone tell you that you're really insensitive? I'll be sad if you do this. The one who can hurt your heart hasn't been born yet. At least it won't be me. Haha, you're really the most ungrateful woman. Other women would be very touched when they receive flowers. But you're saying that there's something wrong with my brain. You really know how to spoil the mood. How can that be? Aren't I flattered? She played with the flower petals. She did not realize that the two of them were. Are you more surprised or spoiled? You're scaring my little heart. He laughed deeply on the other side and the corners of Tao Yuan's mouth also curled up. If she looked in the mirror now, she would be shocked by the sweetness of a woman in love. Aren't we in a meeting? Yes, the flowers are almost here, so I came out to ask you if you like them. Everyone around me knows that I don't like flowers. Flowers are so expensive now. Instead of buying flowers, you might as well buy something practical, such as a quilt or a soy milk machine so that you can drink soy milk every morning. You are so vulgar. I'm just a commoner, there's nothing I can do about it. I have to work now. You should hurry to the meeting. After hanging up the phone, she looked at a bouquet of pink roses and couldn't help but laugh. In the past, she had always felt that she didn't like flowers, especially roses. But this bouquet of pink roses, no matter how she looked at it, was so sweet. Therefore, it didn't matter what kind of flowers were sent. What mattered was who sent them. The woman in the big office started to feel jealous again. Look, she's smiling at that bouquet of roses. It's like she's in heat. Does she think she's still a young girl? Another man is going to be killed. How pitiful. At noon, when Tao Yuan went to the staff cafeteria for lunch, she met her former colleague from the business department, Lao Liang. When she first entered the hotel, it was Lao Liang who brought her along and taught her step by step. She could make some achievements in the business department because of Lao Liang, so to her, this 40-year-old man was her mentor. What a coincidence. She sat opposite him. Hey, yes, long time no see. Old Liang glanced at her plate and said, What's wrong? You eat so much? Tonight is the company's anniversary dinner. As the female lead, shouldn't you be on a diet for the sake of your beautiful image? Haha, I've already given up on dieting. If I don't eat, I don't think there will be any effect. What? Am I that fat? Of course not, you have the standard figure. You are the most beautiful person in the whole hotel. Thank you. The two chatted for a while and Tao Yuan couldn't help but sigh. It's so comfortable to be with old colleagues. Feels so good. Yeah, I also miss the time when you and I Ching were in the department. You missed the time when we played mahjong together, right? Hey, that's my hobby, don't tease me. But it's also true at that time, we were the iron triangle, and if we pulled another person we could have a table at any time. Now I'm short of 3 people, it's too difficult to get a table. Let's find a weekend, I'll call Fang Yicheng, let's play a few more rounds. Okay, I haven't played mahjong for a long time. But he is now the CEO of Fang Group, he has a lot of things to deal with every day, can he find time to play mahjong? His 3 sisters are iron ladies, they won't blame us for taking care of their brother and not doing proper work, right? By the way, have you been in contact with him recently? Very little. To be precise, after the last time they didn't even make a phone call. Tao Yuan occasionally thought of sending him a text message to ask about how he was doing, but he seemed to be very busy. Even if he replied, he would only reply with 1 or 2 words, so she didn't contact him much later. She could imagine that he must be working very hard now, very hard. But she also hoped that she was just one of his first goals, and he would gradually work hard for himself. She also hoped that in the process, there would be a girl more suitable for him. Alas, you are all gone, leaving me alone there so lonely. Lao Liang kept shaking his head. I don't even want to mention the one who replaced you. He just came to make me unhappy. I was so angry that I almost vomited blood. Ha, you have such a good temper but you still vomited blood. I really want to meet that god someday. What are you talking about so happily? A voice sounded above her head. Tao Yuan looked up. It was Lu Li, CEO. Lao Liang hurriedly stood up. He rarely saw the CEO in person and the CEO had a strong aura, so he was a little nervous. Tao Yuan introduced calmly. This is my colleague in the business department, Lao Liang. Lu Li nodded. Lao Liang had a bad feeling, so he found an excuse and ran away. Tao Yuan shook her head. Look, you scared him away. What did I do to him? I think he ran away because he felt guilty, right? Lu Li sat down and said with a faint smile. What? Have your taste changed? You are tired of young men and now you like old men? But it is a pity that whether they are old men or young men, your taste in men is really not good. Can you not be so narrow-minded? Lao Liang is the master who taught me when I entered the business department, and it was Dad who arranged it. His son and daughter are both in primary school and his family is happy, okay? It is even more immoral to provoke a married man. Tao Yuan rolled her eyes without a care for her image. I don't want to explain to you, lest you say that I am explaining to cover up. But if you don't explain, it means that you are guilty. Then should she explain or not? Anyway, he would convict her no matter what she said and the result would be the same. She might as well shut up. You have a good chat with him. Of course, I got along very well with my colleagues in the old department and I had a good time working there. But now I am being treated with jealousy every day and I feel helpless. Are you complaining to me? I was wrong. I forgot that I should not say this to my boss. You miss the business department? Yes. I got along very well with them, and the previous colleagues were very motivated and gave me a lot of positive energy. It felt great to work hard together. Since you like it so much, transfer back. Tao Yuan took a sip of the soup and did not think much of it. Oh, thank you. She did not take it seriously at all. I am serious. You are being ostracized in the current department, aren't you? Even your subordinates want to cheat you. There is no point for you to stay there. Tao Yuan suppressed her excitement, but her eyes were already shining. Are you serious? You really want me to transfer back? Tao Yuan's eyes were shining, and she was still suppressing her excitement. In Lu Li's eyes she was quite cute. He dated many women and they were all very ambitious. They knew that being with him would not work out, so they wanted to be satisfied with money. He had given them the most ordinary bags, villas, luxury cars, and 1,000 gold for a smile. However, this Tao Yuan, such a small thing could actually make her so happy. She was also a very simple woman. In this realistic money society, it was also a very beautiful and precious thing to be happy because of a small thing. Previously, I transferred you to the customer service department out of selfishness, but I can't deny your ability. The business department is the most suitable place for you to develop. That's great. The man added faintly. Anyway, Fang Yicheng is not there, who else can you hook up with? His mouth was still a little dirty, but Tao Yuan was in a good mood, so she decided not to argue with him. Then I will finish this week and I will transfer back next Monday. This is the happiest thing for me recently. Shouldn't it be tonight's wedding anniversary dinner? You don't know how many women in the company envy you. Haha, yes, they envy me so much that they want to kill me. Even being a nominal CEO's wife, which is not favored, has already attracted a lot of criticism. I don't want to be so high profile, or I will be assassinated one day without knowing what happened. You are my woman who dares. It was undeniable that when he said this, his domineering look was really attractive. Tao Yuan's heart was a little numb, and she did not dare to look directly into his black eyes, which were full of magic, for fear of falling into them. I still think that there is no need to show off your love, it is not real anyway. Then make it real. Ah, this joke is so cold. She did not dare to look into his eyes. Lu Li was very clear that she wanted to escape from his seriousness. Because once she was sure that he was serious, she was afraid that she would not be able to resist. But the more it was so, the more he would not allow her to escape. Being stared at by him, Tao Yuan's scalp went numb, and she hurriedly changed the topic. By the way, you woke up so early this morning, does your head still hurt? After drinking your hangover tea, it doesn't hurt anymore. But you still feel a little uncomfortable, right? Are you tired? Don't look down on your man. Luli took a sip of coffee with a bit of arrogance. She glanced at her watch. It's time, I have to go back. Come with me to the office. Chapter 498. Tao Yuan went to the CEO's office and asked as soon as she entered. What's the matter? Say it. What's the hurry? Are you afraid that I will eat you up here? Tao Yuan thought that it was not impossible. Wasn't Luli the kind of person who would eat people up without spitting out the bones? What was he pretending for? It's 2 o'clock. I have to go back to work. Anyway, you will be transferred next Monday. Why do you care about that? Whether I am transferred or not, I have to be on the last shift. This is my principle. Even if you say so, I will not get a raise. Luli took out a cigarette, put it into his mouth and lit it. When he smoked, there was another kind of charm. Compared to the overbearing CEO, he was more like a licentious aristocrat, which made Tao Yuan's heart palpitate. This man was really charming, like a poppy which she could not quit. After slowly smoking half of the cigarette, Luli took out a beautifully wrapped gift box from under his desk and handed it to her. What? A gift? Is there a bomb in it? So the flowers in the morning were for her in advance? Are you afraid? Open it and you will know. Tao Yuan shook it nervously. There was nothing shaking inside, so it should not be a bomb. She opened it and there was a long pink gift inside. It was simple and exquisite, and the pearls on it were hand-sewn. It was exquisite to the extreme. She had bought a few gorgeous dresses, but they were not as beautiful as the one in front of her. It felt like it was tailor-made for her. She could not help but be dumbfounded. What does this mean? You are not going to wear work clothes for tonight's dinner, are you? It's not that rude. I brought a dress, but this one looks better. Did you choose it yourself? Don't I look like it? I have very good taste. That's true. Boss Lu, you have had so many girlfriends, thin and fat. Of course you know. It sounds quite sour. Are you jealous? No, I am complimenting you. Can't you tell? You say one thing but mean another. He touched his lips. There was still a cigarette left, so he put it out. Why don't you try it on for me? Now? There's no need for that. We'll see it tonight anyway. There won't be any surprises if we wear it now. That's true. Even if you don't wear it, I can imagine it in my head. His eyes were fixed on her body, and Tao Yuan felt that she was naked in front of him. She blushed and shouted anxiously, "What are you doing? Don't think about it. Can you control what I want?" As a man, it was his first time picking out a dress for a woman. He was an extremely picky man and had seen countless pieces, but this was the one that caught his eye at first glance. He could imagine how beautiful it would look on her. This woman was the kind of woman who became more charming and beautiful the more one looked at her. She had an oval face and her skin was fair and smooth like milk. Her skin was full of collagen, as though it could glow. Beneath her willowy eyebrows was a pair of large eyes with distinct black and white. They glistened like water, and when they were angry, they became even more delicate and charming, extremely captivating. Her nose was sharp and her small mouth was pink and tender. She always liked to open it slightly and he could see her lilac tongue. He liked her style of dressing. It was simple and elegant, but there were many details that were meticulously designed. She knew how to match them well. Even if the clothes were not very expensive, they made her look very elegant. The more he looked at her, the more satisfied he was. Tao Yuan blushed under his gaze. Why do you keep looking at me like that? I seem to understand now, why all those men are head over heels for you? So, CO, what you mean is that you're head over heels for me too. I didn't even know that I'm so charming. Just one compliment and you're getting cocky. I'm not head over heels for you yet. That's true. CO, what kind of woman have you not seen before? How can a commonplace woman like me enter your eyes? Sometimes you're really not cute when you say such things. Luli did not mean what he said. In fact, it was when she was as arrogant and cunning as a little fox that moved him the most. Seeing those pink and tender lips open and close, he wanted to bite them hard and suck her sweetness. Of course, I'm not as cute as those girls outside. Little thing, I'll eat you sooner or later. He gritted his teeth and took a deep breath. Thank you for the gift, CO. I'll go first. Wait, there's another one. There's another one? What festival was it today? There were actually so many gifts to receive. Tao Yuan was really overwhelmed by the favor. Anniversary gift. Soy milk machine? Tao Yuan's eyes widened, not knowing whether to laugh or cry. Who gives a soy milk machine as an anniversary gift? Didn't you say so? It's not practical to give flowers. It's better to give a soy milk machine. You can drink soy milk every day. Tao Yuan did not know whether to laugh or cry. That was just a casual remark. But I took it seriously. Anyway, you have to make me soy milk every day from now on. Okay. Can I go now? Where's my anniversary gift? I didn't prepare it. She answered honestly. Tonight was just a formality. I didn't think of giving you a gift. The man harumphed loudly through his nose. I know you're the most heartless one. Tao Yuan shrugged, indicating that there was nothing she could do. But don't think I'll let you go. Since you don't have a gift, then I can only accept you for the sake of being difficult. He grabbed her into his arms. The gift box and the soy milk machine fell to the ground. My things? Tao Yuan screamed. The next second, her lips were kissed by him. This was not the first time he kissed her forcibly, but every time she was so nervous that she almost fainted. She was held in his arms and he lowered his head and pressed her down. Tao Yuan was of medium height, but she was still very petite in front of him. She had to stand on tiptoe with difficulty. Sensing this, Lu Li held her waist and almost lifted her up. He turned around and pressed her against the desk. Her body was fragrant and soft, so soft that Lu Li wanted to embed her into his body. He rubbed her hard and his movements became intense and rough. He couldn't control his strength and hurt Tao Yuan. But she actually yearned for him to be a little harder, until he crushed her. She didn't know how it happened, but when Tao Yuan realized it, she had already wrapped her arms around his neck and was responding to his kiss. She felt like she was bewitched by the faint smell of tobacco between his lips and teeth. Her heart was trembling violently, and her entire body was trembling violently. Heat kept rising in her body. She was boiling and crazy. She wouldn't be afraid even if the world collapsed. Her response made Lu Li extremely excited. She still had feelings for him. No matter how much this woman denied it with her mouth, her body was very honest. She enjoyed this passionate kiss just like he did. They liked each other very much and wanted to squeeze each other dry. When the kiss ended, it was as if they had just experienced an earth-shattering event. Both of them were so excited that they were panting heavily. Lu Li pressed the tip of his nose against hers and panted passionately. Since we're making up for the wedding tonight, shouldn't we make up for the wedding night too? His eyes were bright and deep. I'm already looking forward to it. Tao Yuan was head over heels in love with Lu Li. When she returned to the office with the dress in her left hand and the soy milk machine in her right, her head was still dizzy. Her feet felt like they were stepping on soft clouds. It felt so light and unreal. Did you guys see that? The guest in the presidential suite today was so handsome. And it was a very special kind of handsome. He was so feminine, so seductive like a vampire. It's true. He could compete with the CEO. I almost suffocated. His eyes are blue. He must be mixed. No wonder he's so good looking. His nose is super straight. He glanced at me and I almost fainted. I went to the front desk to ask. His name is Ouyang Shura. I checked on the internet. There's no information about him. But can an ordinary person live in the presidential suite? He must be an invisible rich man. Maybe he's even a prince of a certain country. He's crazy handsome. I want to be a princess. The chatter pulled Tao Yuan's thoughts back to reality. She teased him. Which celebrity is it this time? It's not a celebrity. It's a very handsome guest. Leader, do you want to know him? Team member B asked in a strange tone. Several women winked at each other, meaning, this coquettish fox is going out to seduce a man again. Bitch. A team member ran in excitedly with a red face and was out of breath. The handsome guy in the presidential suite. I want to find customer service. I'll go. The women jumped up and scrambled to go. Tao Yuan shook her head. You guys continue to do your things. I'll go. Why? It's not fair. You're all crazy for him. I don't want a scandal of customer service pushing a guest down. Excuses. It's obvious that you want to push him down. Why? This kind of thing doesn't need the leader to come out. You're using power for profit. Tao Yuan was too lazy to care about their jealousy. She put down her things and left. At the door of the presidential suite, she rang the doorbell. Ding dong, there was no response. Tao Yuan pressed a few more times but there was still no answer. Seeing that the door was unlocked, she walked in. Mr. Ouyang? Mr. Ouyang? Mr. Ouyang? Hua. The sound of water came from the bathroom. He was taking a shower. Tao Yuan had to stand at the door and wait. She was absent-mindedly thinking about what Luli said to her. A pair of strong arms suddenly hugged her from behind and pressed her against the wall. Tao Yuan had practiced this before. She pushed with her backhand, but the other party had anticipated her move. He pressed her arm back and pinned her down with his legs. For a moment she couldn't move. In the fierce push, she only saw a pair of charming blue eyes and the man's beautiful skin. The next second she was kissed and the hand eagerly pulled her clothes. Chapter 499. Woo. Tao Yuan clenched her teeth. Her wrist was restrained by him, so she used her elbow to push him, but the man forcefully pulled her hand over her head. Tao Yuan was furious, but this man seemed to have gone mad. No matter how hard she tried, she couldn't break free from him. His actions became more and more excessive, and the terrifying memory came back again. That night, she was pressed on the hotel bed by a strange man. She screamed and begged, but she couldn't stop him. Her eyes were covered with tears. Tao Yuan was angry and afraid. She bit his lips hard, wanting to bite off his lips. Her lips were filled with the taste of blood. The man finally stopped. There was a trace of blood at the corner of his mouth. He licked it with his tongue and hooked it into his mouth. He savored the taste and murmured, "A little lion that bites." Tao Yuan finally saw the face clearly. The pale skin had a kind of morbid beauty, which made the pair of eyes look even darker blue. It was a feminine man. Every gaze and every smile exuded an evil aura, and the movement of his eyes was captivating. When he licked his lips, he was like a vampire tasting fresh blood. This man's beauty was full of evil, and it made every pore of Tao Yuan exude a chill. She had an instinctive fear of him, as if there was a terrifying memory of him in the depths of her brain. However, she didn't know him at all. Perhaps it was because his evil nature made people afraid. "Let me go, you shameless man," Tao Yuan cursed in a shrill voice. She was incomparably furious and couldn't stop twisting her wrist. Even if she was afraid, she would rather fight to the death with him than give in to him. "Shameless man? I just accepted a prostitute that they gave me. How am I shameless?" He actually treated her as a prostitute? Tao Yuan couldn't stand the humiliation and wanted to slap him. However, they were in a hotel now. She couldn't do that to a guest, no matter how much she wanted to. This was the first time she hated the principle of customer service so much. "I'm not a prostitute. I'm the hotel's customer service." Ouyang Shua glanced at her nameplate. "Prostitutes nowadays also play with uniforms? That's quite cool. I repeat, I'm customer service." Team 5's leader, Tao Yuan, everyone here can testify. It turns out that the hotel employees also do internal transactions. This is also arranged by them, right? You're the team leader, but you're also in charge of earning extra money? No wonder those customer service staff looked at me as if they wanted to eat me alive. Are they your colleagues? You? Tao Yuan was furious. She raised her head and glared at him. "Mr. Ouyang, although you are our hotel's VIP, it doesn't mean that you can insult my character. Then tell me, what's a customer service worker like you doing here? And when I was taking a shower?" He grinned evilly and approached her a little closer. His skin was still sickly white, but his muscles were strong. If Luli was a cheetah, then he was a fox. "You called customer service yourself." "Really? I forgot about it." His lips curled into a smile. When he smiled, it did not make people feel relaxed. On the contrary, Tao Yuan became more and more nervous. She had an instinctive fear towards him, and she hated his feminine and evil aura. Just like Dongfang Bubi. A man who was neither a man nor a woman, but had unparalleled martial arts skills and was a very dangerous man. "It seems that I've made a mistake, but you have quite a character. Since you're here, why don't we—" "Don't touch me. You're the first woman to say these words to me." He was not angry but laughed. "Playing hard to get? If you don't need me, then I'm leaving." "Who said I don't need you? Didn't I say it just now? I need you a lot." The evil look in his eyes made Tao Yuan's breathing quicken. Her body trembled slightly because of fear. But she bit her lip and refused to admit defeat in front of him. She wanted to escape when he pulled away, but he used one arm to support himself and landed next to her cheek, blocking her way. "You're not considering it? This kind of good thing doesn't happen every day." He had the cheek to say that it was a good thing. Who did he think he was? Was this a gift from the heavens? He was a shameless lecher. To me, it's a disaster. Tao Yuan gave him a cold stare. "Once, 100 times, 1,000 times, I don't want it." Ouyang Shua shrugged and retracted his arm. He wasn't angry at all. Instead, he looked at her with admiration in his eyes. "You have quite a character." Tao Yuan smiled coldly. "You should be glad that we're in a hotel. If we were outside, I wouldn't be so polite to you. After saying this, she left. Ouyang Shua had been following her with his deep blue eyes and a faint smile on his face. After a long time, his smile darkened and became sinister. His eyes were full of conspiracy. This game was more interesting than he had imagined. Tao Yuan went to the bathroom to tidy up before returning to the office. She didn't want anyone to see her, but they still noticed that something was wrong. Team leader, what took you so long? You're so red. Where's your suit? Tao Yuan was a little annoyed now. She ignored them and closed the door. The suit is gone. It's very suspicious. Did they sleep together? Can't it be so fast? Why not? She's very hungry and thirsty. Can't you see that her lips are swollen? It's obvious that they kissed. It can't be? Isn't tonight her and the CEO's anniversary dinner? Can't she stand the loneliness? A door couldn't block their voices. Their sarcasm reached Tao Yuan's ears and annoyed her. In the past, she could ignore it because it was just a rumor. She had a clear conscience. But this time, she was really kissed by him. She rubbed her lips for a long time in the bathroom, but his breath still lingered on her lips, which made her feel disgusted. Tao Yuan took a tissue to wipe her lips a few more times. The skin of her lips was almost torn. It hurt so much. It had happened to customer service before, but this was the first time she had encountered it. She suffered a loss and couldn't complain. How unlucky. Who was that man? Why did she feel that he was familiar? He scared her. She had an inexplicable premonition that what happened today was not an accident but a conspiracy. Her heart suddenly tightened and she shivered. She was probably just being paranoid. There was no enmity between them. She didn't even know him. Why would he plot against her? Maybe she hated his feminine looks so much that she thought he was up to no good? He was such an eccentric man, yet they were actually infatuated with him. Tao Yuan closed her eyes and calmed herself down. She had suffered a loss. There was no point in dwelling on it. The most important thing today was the dinner party. Thinking of the pink scene that he had personally arranged, she couldn't help but look forward to it. In the CEO's office, Lu Li hurriedly finished a few documents and took the time to look at Lin Yuqing, who had been waiting for a long time. His hair was neatly combed and he had dressed up meticulously. His skin was fair and beautiful. He was so feminine. Why are you looking at me like that? Do you think that I am especially handsome today? He struck a pose. Lu Li rolled his eyes at him. Is it appropriate for a man to dress up so? You are getting married today. As the best man, it would be inappropriate if I didn't dress up. I'm so sorry. I have to support you, don't I? Why didn't I know that I was getting married today? I went to the venue to see it. TSK, how is it different from a wedding? The place was full of pink roses, sweeter than lollipops. I told you. There is a girl living in your heart, right? But if I were a woman, I would also be so moved that I would marry you. Even if you become a woman, I am not interested in you. Can't you say something nice on such a good day as marriage? Will I die if I don't say something nice? Lin Yuqing grinned cheekily. It's almost time. Hurry up and change. Lu Li got up slowly and went into the bedroom to change into a tuxedo. Looking at the figure of Dao Zhongong, Lin Yuqing was stunned. The neon lights outside the window shone on the man's face. The handmade suit outlined his tall and straight figure. Every stitch was perfect. His waist was wide, his hips were narrow, and his legs were long. He was definitely a beautiful beast in the city. Lin Yuqing was worried that he would be turned gay. Tisk tisk, look, Boss Lu is indeed Boss Lu. This figure, this temperament, you can't find another person like him among billions of people. I used to think that I was the most handsome man, but now I am willing to take second place. You are the most handsome. Lu Li raised his chin and adjusted his bow tie. He was too lazy to care about his useless nonsense. The most ordinary action was performed by him. By the way, tonight's banquet is very grand. Uncle invited all the famous people in Motu City, including the famous Si Wenchen boss Si. This is equivalent to announcing Tao Yuan's identity to the world. This is even more important to her. Have you thought about it clearly? You only told me this when the arrow is already on the bow. That's really timely. Lu Li said sarcastically. So, you are really planning to start over with her? Lin Yuqing's expression became more serious. Although everyone knew that you were married, they have never seen this mysterious Mrs. Tao. But after tonight it will be different. In the future, if you have any scandals, people will think about her and laugh at her. You think I didn't think about it? So, you are serious about her? Lu Li didn't say anything. His silence meant that he agreed. Lin Yuqing heaved a sigh of relief. That's good, that's good. As a brother I can rest assured. Lin Yuqing said as soon as the two of them left the office. I brought a female companion tonight. I'll go pick her up. You go first, I'll be there soon. Lu Li left alone. Thinking about the banquet that was about to start and thinking about Tao Yuan in her pink gown, he couldn't help but smile. However, at this moment, a familiar figure passed by him. He stopped in his tracks. Tao Yanran? Was it an illusion? When he was in America, he thought it was her a few times, but he found out that he had mistaken her for someone else. But that figure, that feeling, it was so similar. Lu Li chased after her. The elevator door was about to close and he used his hands to open it. A tall and graceful woman stood there, her curly hair casually draped over her shoulders, like a Spanish girl, with a natural charm. Their eyes met, and that pair of phoenix eyes that could speak instantly hooked onto Lu Li's soul. He felt a hard blow to his heart. Chapter 500. The banquet was a sea of pink. It was even more gorgeous than the last time Tao Yuan saw it. Pink roses and colorful roses covered the entire floor. It was even more gorgeous than a royal wedding. It was like a fairy tale, a dream for every girl. Until now, Tao Yuan still couldn't believe that she was the heroine of this dream. She had become the object of envy for all the female guests. She felt like a princess. If this was a dream, then she would never wake up. Lu Yanting nodded approvingly. You did well this time. You didn't disappoint me. Su Baihe's chest was filled with resentment. Her entire face was green. She was the daughter of a third brother. What right did she have to receive such treatment? When she got married, the wedding was far from this extravagant. How fancy. Does this still look like a company's annual meeting? Extravagant. Don't tell me our Lu family can't afford it? When did you become so stingy? I'm stingy? I just don't think it's worth it. She's not a daughter of a noble family. She's just a third brother's bastard. It's embarrassing for others to mention her, but you treat her like a treasure. You can't wait to tell the world. Everyone is laughing at you. I don't want to listen to your nonsense. If you don't want to, then leave. I'll leave. Do you think I want to come? Su Baihe was about to pull Lu Qingwan away when she stopped her. Why are you stopping me? Why should we be treated like this? Mom, if you leave, we won't be able to watch the show. Lu Qingwan had a mysterious look. So, what show? She whispered a few words in her ear and Su Baihe exclaimed. What did you say? Yanran. Show. Lu Qingwan quickly made a shushing gesture. Su Baihe nodded excitedly. Daughter, you're amazing. Tao Yuan came over to greet Lu Yanting. Lu Qingwan looked at her from head to toe with a faint smile. You're very beautiful today. Can't you tell that you're the third brother's daughter? You've been preparing for this banquet for a long time, right? You're not soft-hearted at all when you spend our Lu family's money. Do you think you can force my brother to accept you like this? Tao Yuan smiled. You've misunderstood. The entire banquet, including these decorations, were personally arranged by your elder brother. He put in a lot of effort. I advised him not to be so high-profile, but he didn't listen. Lu Qingwan's face stiffened. How could her brother treat her so well? Damn it. But when she remembered that she still had a trump card in her hand, she held back. Really? Then I hope you get what you want. However, I'm afraid that the greater the hope, the greater the disappointment. In the end, it will become a huge joke and you'll be the one to lose face. We're fine. You don't have to worry about us. Tao Yuan then left and continued to entertain the guests. Seeing that the time was almost up, but Lu Li still hadn't shown up, she felt a little strange. She called him, but no one picked up. Sister-in-law, you are so beautiful today, so beautiful that I can't open my eyes. Lin Yuqing praised in an exaggerated manner. Thank you. Where's my brother? I don't know, I can't find him. Impossible, right? He came half an hour ago and we went out together. But I've looked everywhere. Nothing happened to him, right? Impossible, maybe something happened to him at the last minute. I'll help you look again, don't worry. As soon as Lin Yuqing left, Pan Qi came, her two willowy eyebrows knitted together, looking very worried. Where's Lu Li? She asked the first thing she said. I don't know where he went, could he have gotten into trouble? He really didn't come. Pan Qi sneered. Let's go, he won't come. Tao Yuan had a bad feeling and pushed her hand away. What do you mean? How do you know he won't come? Don't ask, he won't come anyway, come with me. Chichi. Do you know something? Pan Qi bit her lip. I didn't want to tell you, but I don't want you to continue being deceived by him. Someone told me today that she saw Tao Yanran at the airport, she's back. Tao Yuan's ears buzzed, her face turned ashen and she staggered 2 steps. Tao Yanran, She had thought that this name would not hurt her and that she could face it calmly. But at this moment, it was like a sharp bayonet, piercing her heart. She had originally prepared to let them be, but Luli refused to divorce and kept seducing her, giving her the illusion that they could start over again. She naively thought that tonight might be a turning point, but it was impossible. Tao Yanren, did she purposely appear on this night that belonged to her? She wanted to snatch Luli back on this day and give her a ruthless blow. But she was the one who betrayed Luli first. Her eyes welled up with tears. Tao Yuan stood there helplessly, her hands clutching her skirt tightly. Are you okay? Pan Chi could not bear to ask. She had seen her trying to suppress her pain before, and that was a few years ago when she fell in love with that scum again. Yuan? Don't be like this, okay? Say something to me. That couple must be together now. Let's go, I'll take you to settle the score with them. She wanted to drag her away, but Tao Yuan stood there motionless. What can I do if I see them? Catch them back? I always knew that Luli loved her. He gave me hope, but he was lying to me just to humiliate me now. Maybe this was arranged by them together. The more Tao Yuan thought about it, the more she felt that they were working together. At this moment she felt stupid. She thought that he spent so much time and energy to make it up to her. But he just wanted to give her a beautiful dream, and the higher he threw her, the more painful it would be when she fell, and her bones would be smashed. She had a taste of this feeling. He had always treated her badly before, and she was used to the feeling of despair, so she slowly became numb and no longer hurt. And hope was the most terrifying thing. She had expectations for him, and then completely destroyed her hope, which was even more painful than before. He was really ruthless, so ruthless. Maybe he and Tao Yanran were in a corner of the venue, waiting to see her make a fool of herself, see her embarrassed, see her being laughed at by everyone. Lu Qingwan and Su Baiha also knew about it, and were looking at her with gloating eyes. This pair of vicious mother and daughter. The MC went on stage and announced excitedly. Today is a good day. In addition to the hotel's anniversary, the Lu couple's wedding anniversary, and the most important thing is that the Lu couple wants to give Mrs. Lu a grand wedding. I believe that everyone has also noticed that our banquet venue is decorated like a wedding. Now let's welcome the sweet Lu couple. The light fell on Tao Yuan and everyone's eyes were focused on her. Hundreds of eyes were only looking at her. The white light was so bright that she could not open her eyes, and everything was white, almost making her faint. Let's go. Pan Chi urged in a low voice. She felt embarrassed for her in such a situation. Tao Yuan closed her eyes. No, even if she was laughed at by them, she could not run away. One day she would return all the humiliation she had suffered today to them. She pushed Pan Chi's hand away and walked step by step to the stage. Every step was like stepping on thorns and her feet were dripping blood. But she had to bear such torture because she asked for it. If she did not suffer, she would not learn. Every step she took, every drop of blood she shed, was to remove the remaining feelings she had for Luli. She walked up the stage with her head held high. She thought she would be a princess tonight, but she was not. At this moment she wanted to be her own queen. Their mockery would not make her feel ashamed, but would only help her achieve nirvana. The wedding march was played. Tao Yuan straightened her body and walked on the gorgeous stage that was covered with pink roses. She was all alone. All the guests were stunned. Alone? What was going on? Since it looked like a wedding, where was the groom? All kinds of strange, suspicious, mocking and gloating gazes came from all directions, but Tao Yuan still held her head high and smiled. She was dressed in a dreamy long dress, beautiful and elegant. If there was another tall figure beside her, then she would be an enviable princess. But at this moment she was alone, but she still held her head high and was as strong as a queen. Su Baiha and Lu Qingwan were so excited that their eyes were shining. Lu Yanting's face was ashen and he could not sit still. Pan Chi's eyes were red. Tao Yuan was such a good girl and whoever married her was lucky. But why did she have to suffer so much? The music stopped and Tao Yuan walked to the front of the stage. She looked calmly in front of her and smiled. First of all, I would like to welcome all the guests and colleagues to tonight's dinner. Everyone must be very confused. Since this is a wedding, where is the groom? But actually, this is not a wedding between me and my husband, but a wedding between me and the hotel. I have worked in Wilton since I was 22 years old. This year I am 25 years old. Wilton has been with me for the best 3 years. Here, my colleagues and clients are like my family, and my work is my family, my husband. It can be said that I married work. So, in the 3rd year, I want to take the opportunity of the hotel's annual party to hold a wedding for me in the hotel. Lincoln Group has been established for 58 years, and it cannot do without your help. I believe that with the joint efforts of this family, we will definitely bring better enjoyment to all the distinguished guests. Let us look forward to it together." She raised her glass and saluted confidently. From that slender body, a powerful and dazzling light was emitted. The yellow light was a little restless. "What would you like to drink?" Tao Yinran stood by the bar and asked gently. Her wavy hair made her look wild and flirtatious. In the past he always liked to call her little wild cat. The man's doting tone had lingered in her ears for many nights, making her miss him. Lu Li still had not recovered from the surprise of their encounter. His face was tense, and he looked at her silently as if he did not believe that it was true. And Tao Yinran, who stirred up a storm in his chest, was calm and elegant like a fox. "The usual? Brandy?" Chapter 501. Why are you looking at me like that? I'm wondering if I've changed so much in the past few years that you can't recognize me, right? She poured the wine very slowly. As the wine slowly poured into the glass, it was as if it was poured into Lu Li's heart. Every movement of hers was so charming and natural, like a glass of strong wine. "I just didn't expect you to come back so suddenly." "Business trip. The hotel was booked by the company. I thought I would only be back for one night so I wouldn't have the chance to meet you. Is this fate? What should be met will still be met. I can't hide from it." Two almond-shaped eyes stared at him leisurely. She took a sip of the wine, leaving a scarlet lipstick mark on the glass, like a fiery flame. Lu Li swallowed his saliva subconsciously. "I heard you just came back? How have you been recently? I don't think I've seen any news about you recently. Are you busy with work or dating?" Lu Li didn't know how to answer and could only ask. "What about you?" "Me? I'm still the same, working, dancing, very busy but very fulfilling. Occasionally I think of you and our past. Am I a fool?" "I'm sorry. That's all in the past. Why are you sorry? Even if someone let me down, it's not you." She lowered her head. Others could only see the corner of her mouth slightly curling up, but not the cold light that flashed in her eyes. "Oh yes, the hotel is very lively today. Is there any important event?" Lu Li then remembered and looked at his phone. It had been half an hour since the ceremony started. Tao Yuan alone. He had arranged for the ceremony to start. It was too late to rush over now. Moreover, he was not in the mood to do those things. He thought he had sorted it out, but the appearance of Tao Yinran disturbed the peace and stirred up 1,000 waves. He couldn't forget the past. The company's anniversary celebration. As the CEO, you can't be absent. Hurry up and go. Forget it, it's not important. Lu Li took a sip of wine, feeling upset. "You're going back tomorrow?" "Yes. Why not stay for 2 more days? Are you reluctant to part with me?" Tao Yinran winked at him mischievously. Every look in her eyes was naturally charming. "Don't tell me that you still love me these past few years." Lu Li turned his head away, unwilling to face this problem. Yes, he still loved Tao Yinran. However, he had once given her a devastating blow. He could not pretend that nothing had happened and face her in the past. Since reconciliation was impossible, then what was the point of talking about love? It just made the situation more complicated. "If you can't bear to part with me, I can stay a few more days for you." The two of them weren't sitting very far from each other. Tao Yinran leaned over and placed her arms on the armrest of the sofa. Her dangling fingers slowly rested on the back of her hand, as though she was hinting at something, but it wasn't that obvious. It was more like a vague ambiguity. Lu Yanting had been holding on until now, and his face was extremely ugly. When some of the guests had left, he couldn't take it anymore and punched the table. "This bastard, I thought he had changed. I didn't expect him to go so far. He's a disgrace to me." Su Baihe's expression was very interesting. "Our son has been forced by you to marry her. Do you think you can always control him? No matter what, he shouldn't mess around on such an occasion and embarrass the Lu family. Isn't it because you insisted on holding a wedding anniversary? You're just shooting yourself in the foot." Lu Qingwan saw Tao Yuan coming over and couldn't wait to taunt her. "I just reminded you that the greater the hope, the greater the disappointment. Am I right? You've made a fool of yourself this time, and even the Lu family has been embarrassed by you. You're a jinx. What do you mean by marrying him to work? Who do you think you can fool with that excuse? Do you think we're all 3-year-olds? Ridiculous." Tao Yuan looked at Lu Qingwan's hateful face in silence. She really looked like a monster bearing its fangs and claws. She was so ugly that even the 18 levels of hell couldn't contain her sins. "Say something. Are you deaf or are you scared silly? Weren't you quite eloquent just now? I don't know where this mad dog came from, but why should I care about it? Can a human be calculative with a dog? Tao Yuan sneered. You're calling me a mad dog? Look at yourself in the mirror. If you don't look like a mad dog, what do you look like? How dare you be so arrogant? My brother doesn't want you anymore. He's with Sister Yanran now. Lu Qingwan thought that this sentence would provoke Tao Yuan, but she didn't get angry. Instead she laughed. Is it fun to bring up such outdated news? You know? She laughed even more arrogantly. Chapter 502. Then please tell your great brother that if he wants a divorce I can sign it at any time. I want a divorce more urgently than he does. With that, Tao Yuan pushed Lu Qingwan away and left with her head held high. Lu Qingwan was annoyed to see her chatting freely with other people. It was obvious that she had already suffered a crushing defeat tonight. What right did she have to be so proud? It seemed that even if the sky fell she would not frown. But she would not stop until she knelt in front of her and begged for mercy. When the banquet ended, only Tao Yuan was left, sitting alone on the magnificent stage. The floor was full of roses and the fragrance was overflowing. She picked up a petal and smiled bitterly. All the strength in her body was completely drained the moment the banquet ended. She felt very tired and had a splitting headache. There was a sour feeling that kept fermenting and rising in her chest. Was that grievance? When was the last time she had such a feeling? 3 years ago or even earlier? She couldn't remember clearly. Hadn't she long lost the strength to feel sorry for herself? But why did she still feel so sad? Just last night, Luli was still in the living room of their house, hugging her, saying that she was so good and that he wanted to start over with her. But today he had already left her and thrown himself into the arms of Tao Yanran. It was so fast that it was like a dream, a joke of God. But it was not God who played with her, but him, Luli. He was really a master. She almost believed him. Did she hate him? She seemed to have lost the strength to hate someone. This feeling was probably called despair. Footsteps sounded. She looked up. It was a man, but it was not Luli. Was she still expecting it to be him? If it was him, what could she do? Stab him in the heart? Ouyang Shua strolled over and stopped in front of her. He extended his hand and applauded. That was a wonderful speech. I have never seen anyone who is so good at finding a way out of this embarrassing situation. Even a stranger was mocking her. So you are Mrs. Lu. It seems that it was really a misunderstanding before. I am sorry for treating you as a prostitute. He was apologizing, but there was no sincerity in his apology. Perhaps because his appearance was too feminine and evil, everything he said made people feel that he was up to no good. Tao Yuan really wanted to get rid of him. When she got up, she felt dizzy and her footsteps were unsteady. Be careful. He gave her a hand. It's none of your business. She pushed with her hand. He was already feeling dizzy, and the moment he exerted force, he swayed even more violently. He staggered 2 steps and fell to the ground. Pa! It wasn't particularly painful, but at that moment, a sour feeling stirred up in his nose, and he suddenly felt especially uncomfortable. TSK. You can't even stand properly. Why are you trying to be brave? She suppressed her fear, but her throat was trembling so much that it made her voice tremble. Let go. If you don't let go, I'll call for help. Let go of me. Ouyang Shua pressed down on her, pressing her onto the floor. Actually, he was not interested, but seeing her panicked and helpless look, he wanted to scare her even more, to see what she would look like when she was forced to collapse. Go away. Ouyang Shua. You bastard. What right do you have to bully me? I hate you. Her face turned red because of the intense struggle, but she still continued to twist her body and struggle. Let go. Ouyang Shua's face stopped in front of her, and his lips could kiss hers at any time. Tao Yuan held her breath and did not dare to move. His heart was already in his throat, hanging there. His entire person was panicking. Just when she thought that he would force a kiss on her again, Ouyang Shua's lips twitched. Apologize. Apologize to me. Why should I apologize? Tao Yuan's body trembled violently, but her expression was still very stubborn. What do you think? In all my years, you're the only woman who dares to slap me. His tone returned to being gentle, but in this kind of environment, even if it was gentle, it was a kind of almost abnormal gentleness. Who do you think you are? You violated me, so you deserve to be hit. The slap just now was a light one. I can sue you and put you in jail. She took in a breath of cold air because he came closer by another inch, and her eyes could only contain his eyes. It was as if they could take away her soul, deep and ghostly, and hit her heart hard. That instinctive fear of him came out from all parts of her body, like thousands of ants biting Tao Yuan's body, and her back was cold. This scene was familiar and every pore of her had goosebumps. Why was she so afraid of him? Apologize. Ouyang Shua emphasized again. I won't apologize even if I die. Oh? Then I'll let you die the kind where you want to die. Chapter 503. Tao Yuan screamed and cursed. Bastard! Bastard! Let go of me. But her scolding seemed to have an aphrodisiac effect on Ouyang Shua. His movements became more intense. Tao Yuan kicked and kicked wildly, but it had no effect at all. She finally screamed uncontrollably. I apologize, I apologize. His movements stopped abruptly. Ouyang Shua looked at her with satisfaction, as if she was a well-behaved pet that he had trained. Can't you just apologize earlier? Or do you enjoy it when I do this to you? Feeling that he had loosened his grip on her, Tao Yuan broke free from him. She almost rolled and crawled to the side, her face full of shame and indignation. Why did you do this to me? If you want to play with women, go find someone else. I'm not someone you can afford to play with. If you want to play with me, I can afford to play with you. I just like to play with challenging women like you. No matter what Ouyang Shua said, he always had a scheming and malicious look on his face. Just now was just a small punishment. You have to remember, not every man can be slapped by you. You scum. Tao Yuan spat fiercely. Don't let me see you again or else what? You look like you want to bite me? He stood up slowly, his movements were calm and elegant. At this moment he looked like an elegant gentleman. The suit made him look much more serious. Even if I really did something to you, what can you do to me? Who can you scare with your title of madam? Your husband doesn't want you anymore. Do you still expect him to seek justice for you? Don't be naive. Marriage is just a thin piece of paper. What's important is to have fun in the moment. And I can bring you extreme happiness. Tao Yuan scolded angrily. Are you crazy? For a woman as cultured as her, it was rare for her to be angered to this extent. However, trouble came one after another tonight. She really couldn't stand it anymore. Why did the whole world have to bully her? What did she do wrong? If you like this kind of game, go find other women. I'm not interested. Interest can be two-sided or it can be one-sided. Whether you're interested or not isn't the most important. Whether I'm interested or not is the most important. Do you understand? It's getting late. Shall I send you back? As soon as he took a step towards her, Tao Yuan took a few steps back. Don't come over, stay away from me. As if she was running for her life, she stumbled and ran. Ouyang Shua shook his head in distress. It seemed that he had really scared her. However, who told her to hit him? He touched his swollen right cheek, which was still burning with pain. That night, although she also hit him, he dodged and she only hit his chin. This time it was much harder than the last time. Very good, prey with thorns made him even more excited. Tao Yanran is dancing in the room alone. The man walks in with the room card in his hand. She glanced back at him. Did things go well? More troublesome than I thought. What's wrong? You young Master Ouyang also have times where you're beaten? Isn't Tao Yuan attracted by your charm? That woman has quite a character. She's not easy to deal with. Tao Yanran jumped all the way over. Like an elegant butterfly, she sat down opposite him and crossed her long white legs. Hey, what's wrong with your right cheek? Ouyang Shura frowned and turned his face away. This looks like a palm print, right? She actually hit you? Tao Yanran gloated and laughed. This is the first time you've been hit by a woman, right? No wonder your face looks so ugly. Is it funny? Ouyang Shua rolled his eyes at her. It seems that Tao Yuan, that little slut, is still so stubborn. Could it be that Ali made a fool of her in front of so many people tonight and she still hasn't given up? Oh, that's right. She's been pestering him for more than 10 years. How could she give up so easily? Tao Yanran coldly narrowed her eyes. Is everything going well on your side? Of course Ali still loves me. He's always loved me these past few years. Saying that, Tao Yanran was proud and satisfied. Are you sure? He's played with a lot of women. That's just him taking revenge on Tao Yuan. No matter how many women he's slept with, I'm the only one he loves in his heart. You can tell from the way he looked at me just now. Ouyang Shua drank a mouthful of wine. What did you guys do? Of course not. If it's too easy, men won't cherish it. I just want to arouse his interest and make him unable to stop. He's still a bit resistant to me now. I have to take it slow. What's the rush? That's how the game should be played, isn't it? Tao Yanran was like a fox, cunning, beautiful, and strong. Once he became her prey, he couldn't escape. Everything is under my control. He can't escape from my palm. She tightened her fingers, looking like she was determined to win. You don't have to worry about me. You just need to take care of Tao Yuan. She's always been loyal to Ali. It's not that easy to make her change her mind. I say, why bother to get her heart? Can't you just force yourself on her like a few years ago? Will I use the same method twice? What's more, she's much more interesting now than before, and I like challenges. The harder it is to get, the more I have to get it. Tao Yanran sneered. Then you have to be careful, don't put yourself in danger. Tao Yuan couldn't remember how she got to Pan Chi's apartment. Anyway, when she woke up the next day, it was already noon. But it was still very uncomfortable. She had a splitting headache and her whole body was sore. It was no exaggeration to say that it was not much better than being run over by a tank. Her eyes were afraid of light. She could only squint. It hurt a little bit. Wake up, I just ordered takeout. Pan Chi walked in with 2 bags in her hands. She was a standard person who couldn't take care of herself. She had been spoiled since she was a child and had never been in the kitchen. The only skill she had was ordering takeout. She took out all the boxes in the bags. Kung Pao chicken, mapo tofu, spicy boiled fish, braised chicken wings, and stir-fried lotus root. It looked like a table of home-cooked dishes. You're in luck. This private restaurant is the latest one I discovered. It's delicious and usually they don't give it out. If it weren't for my beauty, their boss wouldn't make an exception and wouldn't charge for it. Look, this is the benefit of being beautiful. Tao Yuan's ears were buzzing. She held her head and frowned. Speak softly, my ears hurt. Can you still feel uncomfortable now? You were even more exaggerated last night. You kept ringing my doorbell in the middle of the night. I thought there was a fire. As soon as I opened the door, you directly fell to the ground. For the whole night, you vomited and had diarrhea. You were so noisy and almost tortured me to death. Only you can do this. If it were someone else, I would have kicked her out. You vomited so much last night. You must be hungry now. Let's eat. Pan Chi pushed the lunchbox in front of her. I have no appetite now. Looking at the bright red chili, Tao Yuan still felt nauseous. The food won't taste good when it's cold. I don't have a microwave at home. The goddess in the eyes of outsiders was now wearing a big pajamas and a messy bun on her head. She was wolfing down the food like a loser. Wow, it's delicious. It's so delicious. Tao Yuan furrowed her brows. My head hurts. Why don't you eat something first and then go back to sleep? You don't have to work today anyway. I need to go to class. I'll go in the afternoon. Damn, you still want to go to work in this condition? Although the media didn't expose the scandal last night, everyone in your hotel knows about it. They must be talking about you now. If you go, won't they laugh at you? You say it as if they won't laugh at me if I don't go. I'm afraid that if I don't go, they will think that I committed suicide or cried at home because I couldn't stand the blow. That will be even more embarrassing. Tao Yuan was very clear about their character. When it came to taking pleasure in someone else's misfortune, the bystanders would often show unprecedented unity. Well, since it's wrong no matter what, why do you have to suffer that kind of humiliation? It doesn't matter what they say behind your back as long as you don't hear it. You are not a pair of underpants. Why do you have to take their sh*T and P? Tell them to get lost. You care so much about other people's opinions. Aren't you tired of living? You misunderstood. I don't care about their opinions the least. I'm going for the salary. How much? I'll make it up to you. Pan Chi waved her hand generously. She didn't want to mention it today, but she couldn't help but ask when it came to this. If you still had a little fantasy about Luli before, now you've finally woken up, right? I've told you that he's AB*TC. He treats you well just to make you take the bait. Maybe this time he and Tao Yanran joined hands to humiliate you. I don't believe there's such a coincidence that Tao Yanran came back at this time. Does it matter whether it's true or not? I admit that his acting skills are superb. I was almost deceived by him. In fact, I should thank what happened last night for giving me a head-on blow. Otherwise, I would have really fallen into it. That's true. It's better to get the pain over with than to prolong it. It's better to get it over with now than to be sad later. So, you've woken up? If I'm still not woken up, then there must be something wrong with my brain. You have something wrong with your brain. Pan Chi said bluntly. Who in their right mind would love a scumbag to death? I'm telling you, this is the last time I help you. If there's a next time, even if you hang yourself for him, I only know how to use a rope. I know. I just hope that when Tao Yanran comes back he'll divorce me. I think so. Even if he's not anxious, Tao Yanran must be anxious. I want to thank her. Thank her 8 generations of ancestors. That woman is not a good person. Look at her slutty face as if she thinks that she's the most beautiful in the world. What's there to be proud of? It really proves the saying that bitches and dogs will last forever. I wish them happiness and don't bring harm to others. You have a sharp tongue. Tao Yuan smiled. But I like people like you who tell the truth. Hee hee. Of course. You used to be best friends with her. I don't know if you're blind. She's obviously using you as a foil. But fortunately, you repent in time and recognize who is worthy of your deep friendship. I really admire your taste in picking friends. Chapter 504. Tao Yuan felt warm in her heart. Although she had suffered an unhappy marriage, God was kind to her after all. Fang Yicheng Panyi, these friends were really good to her. She was not lonely at all. After a simple lunch and a short rest, Tao Yuan took her medicine and went to work. In the big office, the female staff were in an uproar. Our model worker is not here today. Doesn't she come to work on time even if there is a storm? Last time I was 5 minutes late, she deducted my money. After that scandal last night, does she still have the face to come? If it were me, I would have committed suicide after being played by my husband. Suicide? Oh my God, do you think she will really commit suicide? How is that possible? It's not like you don't know that woman has a heart of stone. She is probably hiding somewhere and crying. Ah, this is retribution. I knew that the president would not like this kind of woman. Sure enough, he wanted to take revenge on her a long time ago. I like a man like the president. He is ruthless enough. He should not be soft-hearted to be *cheese. Finally, he has helped us vent our anger. Tao Yuan had always tried to think that they were young and insensible. However, like Lu Qingwan, some women were probably born with viciousness. It had been integrated into their flesh and blood since they were born. That was why they would say such things. Fortunately, she would be free from this place in 2 days. There were some people that she did not want to see again in this life. Seeing her come in, the staff glanced at each other and pretended to be concerned. Leader, are you okay? Why did you come to work today? I thought you couldn't take the blow and fell sick or hid at home to cry. We were going to see you together. She couldn't help but laugh while acting. Now you are the joke of the hotel. Why did you come to make people laugh? How miserable, how pitiful. What are you talking about? What blow? Tao Yuan looked like she did not understand. Don't pretend. It's about last night's dinner. The president made you look bad in front of so many people. The president is so bad. How much does he hate you to do that? You are talking about this. She seemed to remember. It's just the company's anniversary celebration, so it's normal that he doesn't have time to attend. A few years ago when he wasn't in the country, didn't it still go on? You guys are thinking too much. Tao Yuan said calmly. She was even smiling. That smile seemed indestructible, as if nothing could crush her. The few of them were depressed that they had failed to laugh at her. He knew that she was pretending, but why was she not angry or sad at all? Was this woman really heartless? Tao Yuan calmly walked into the office. Her head was still hurting and the painkillers didn't seem to have any effect, so she took 2 more. Actually, she really didn't care much about what others thought of her. It was just that she was too strong-willed and stubborn. She wouldn't allow herself to fall at such a moment. No matter what others thought, she, Tao Yuan, would never be defeated by these things. She gets up to pour a cup of coffee. As soon as she looks up, she sees Tao Yanran standing at the door. If it weren't for the natural charm of her body that was so dazzling that people couldn't ignore it, Tao Yuan would have thought that she was dreaming. Tao Yanran was still Tao Yanran. She was always so charming. When she was in college, the boys who chased after her could hold hands several times around the campus. She conquered them with her charm and played with them. She didn't accept or reject them, nor did she give them any promises. Like a butterfly, she enjoyed the men's infatuation for her. She was like a bright wild rose, delicate and beautiful, exuding a strong fragrance. After a few years, she, Tao Yanran, was still so beautiful. However, she, Tao Yuan, was no longer the kind and cowardly girl who was willing to be a foil to her. Even under such circumstances, there was no fluctuation in her eyes. Her eyes were indifferent, even cold, as if she was looking at a familiar stranger. Long time no see, Tao Yuan said. Tao Yanran was a little surprised. She thought that she would take the initiative to say this. Because she had always been in control of the situation, and Tao Yuan's performance should be that she was at a loss and didn't know what to do. However, looking at her clothes and that kind of temperament, she had already noticed the change in her. The timid little girl in the past had now transformed into a strong woman. No wonder she dared to slap Ouyang Shira. Of course, even so, she was no match for her. Long time no see. Tao Yinran rolled her eyes and slightly raised her red lips. How are you? This greeting was with a sense of ridicule and mockery, even a little provocation. She knew that she was not good but deliberately exposed her scars. And she was not satisfied with just exposing scars. She wanted to sprinkle salt on the wound. In the face of Tao Yinran's provocation, Tao Yuan only felt that there must be something wrong with her brain to ask this question. She thought, how should I answer? That I am miserable? Not to mention that she did not think that she was miserable. Even if it was true, she would not make a fool of herself in front of Tao Yinran. Parents are healthy, work is good, and I have 2 or 3 bosom friends. It is not bad. She answered lightly. Oh, what about love? 4 years ago you took Luli away from me and married him. If everything went well, your children would be a few years old by now, but it seems that it is not the case. Although I have been abroad these years, I often hear some news about Ali. You know, those are the scandals. He seems to be far more interested in those women out there than he is in you. It seems that you are not favored as Mrs. Liu. Remember what I said when I left. Happiness cannot be taken away. Even if you take him away, don't try to take away his feelings for me. You spent 4 years of your youth to prove my words. Is it worth it? I can't help but sympathize with you. Don't tell me that you came back halfway around the world just to say this to me. Tao Yuan sneered. I came here on a business trip and happened to be staying in your hotel. I wanted to avoid you so that you would not feel threatened. I thought that I would not have the chance to meet in such a big hotel. But, who knew that it would be such a coincidence that we would meet again? This is called fate, don't you think? Tao Yinran raised the corner of her mouth, looking like a winner. At this moment, the flaming rose exuded an increasingly strong aura, full of wildness. It was a poison to men, but only women could smell the danger. This Tao Yinran had poisonous blood flowing in her bones. I was about to leave, but Ali still found me. You did not see his excited expression at that time, as if his whole world had come back to him. It gave me the feeling that he used to live a life of a walking dead, and it was I who brought him back to life. That is to say, when he was with you, his heart was dead, do you know? Tao Yinran took out a cigarette box and took out a thin and long lady's cigarette. She tilted her head and lit it up. She licked her lips lightly. That kind of arrogance was vividly reflected in her charming eyes. He went back to my room and then Tao Yinran flicked the cigarette ash, and her elegant orchid fingers also had a kind of beauty that could not be ignored. She blew a smoke ring into the air, which was faint and so beautiful that it made people gnash their teeth, as if she was still reminiscing. These are things that you will never be able to replace. Compared with Tao Yinran's aggressive beauty, Tao Yuan's performance was as indifferent as ever. Sorry, I have no interest in other people's lives. To be honest, you may not feel anything when you say it yourself, but this kind of conversation makes me feel very uncomfortable as a bystander. Bystander? You are not a bystander. After all, it is your husband, my ex, who is with me. You really don't feel anything at all? Tao Yinran knew that she was pretending. She loved Luli so much that her heart must be bleeding now. It was really pitiful. After 4 years, she only learned to pretend a little better than before, but she still had nothing, and it was a complete tragedy. Do you think it is still a few years ago? Tao Yuan smiled, and every detail from the corner of her eyes to the tip of her eyebrows showed that she did not care. If people have been living in the past, it is very sad. It has been 4 years. Maybe you and Luli are still the same, but I have long been the Tao Yuan of the past. If you expect me to be sad and cry, then you are really going to be disappointed. I have been a nominal couple for a few years and I am really tired. So this time you came back, I am very grateful to you and I can finally be free. I don't know if he told you when we were in bed, but I have been fighting for a divorce with him, but he did not agree. Oh, I have used all kinds of methods and I have talked until my mouth is broken, but he still refused to sign. His attitude was so firm as if he could not leave me, and I almost had the illusion that he fell in love with me. But hearing that you are so sure that he still loves you, I am finally relieved. You came to me because I still occupy the position of Mrs. Liu, right? No matter whether I am favored or not, in the eyes of the law, in the eyes of outsiders, I am the legitimate legal wife. If something happens between you in the eyes of others, you will be a betrayer, especially if you are old people, and you will be laughed at. It is rare that we have a common goal, so please persuade Luli to get a divorce as soon as possible. I don't want to delay you and I don't want to be dragged down by you. I have prepared the agreement and I just need him to sign it. Tao Yinran tried to find evidence of lying from her eyes, but she did not. Tao Yuan looked so calm and real and even a little tired of Lu Li. She was using her feelings for Lu Li to stimulate her, but if she did not love Lu Li, then such stimulation was equivalent to her singing a one-woman show, which was very ridiculous. The ash fell on Tao Yinran's fingers, and she flicked it away after a few seconds, calming her mind. You mean you want to divorce Ali but he doesn't? Tao Yuan, you must be dreaming, right? Have you forgotten how you pester him? I know you are not as free and easy as you say. I haven't seen you for 4 years, and you don't know what happened to me. How can you say that you know me? Always so confident you will suffer. Tao Yuan pushed the ashtray in front of her. Chapter 505. After a few seconds of confrontation, Tao Yinran couldn't help but put out the cigarette. But as a provocation, she fiercely blew a smoke ring on Tao Yuan's face. The smoke was very pungent, but Tao Yuan didn't even squint her eyes. So what do you mean? You treat Ali as a toy? You were the one who snatched her away from me. Don't say it like that. If you didn't have a guilty conscience, who could take him away? Why did you leave him? Whose fault is it? You know it very well. I also remember it very clearly. Do you need me to repeat what happened that year? It's only you who will be embarrassed. You? Tao Yinran grits her teeth. Even so, it's between me and him. It's not your turn to be a defender. You're just taking advantage of this opportunity to snatch him away from my hands. Do you dare to say that you have no selfishness? Everyone has selfishness. I didn't say anything about you. Why are you so anxious? It's said that people who are not in the same family don't marry into the same family. Now think about it, you and Lu Li are quite similar in many ways. You two love each other, and it can be regarded as getting rid of evil for society. I'm very willing to help you. Tao Yinran thought that she would make Tao Yuan cry, but it turned out that she was defeated. Her charming smile also became a little stiff. Now Tao Yuan dared to compete with her. There seemed to be a strong light in her body. Even she couldn't be underestimated. Really, now who can save me from the grave of marriage? I will thank her very much. I wish you get married soon and I can be free soon. Oh, why are you so anxious? Ali and I will definitely be together. A few years ago he was not moved by you, and a few years later he still won't be moved by you. Tao Yinran said firmly. Tao Yuan, you will never be able to defeat me. Tao Yinran left. Tao Yuan sat there and thought about a lot of things. Now that she thought about it, what Pan Chi said was right. The reason why the popular Tao Yinran chose an ordinary girl like her as a friend was that she needed someone to be her foil and help her do things. In sharp contrast to her beautiful appearance, her selfishness is very strong. She had always been self-centered. Everyone else was just a tool that she used and toyed with. If Tao Yinran could betray Lu Li 4 years ago, she could do the same in the future. Tao Yuan had the urge to make this their wedding gift, but it would be too easy for them. She was now looking forward to the wonderful expression on Lu Li's face when he was betrayed for the second time. Before she got off work, Tao Yuan received a call from Lu Yanting and returned to the Lu family. The car drove into the garden. Just as she was lost in thought, a car overtook her. If she hadn't stepped on the brakes in time, she would have crashed into it. Lu Li got out of the car. He didn't even look at her and walked into the villa. Tao Yuan had a very absurd feeling. Regarding the matter last night, it was fine that he didn't even give a word of explanation, but now he was actually provoking her on purpose? For a moment, she really couldn't connect him with the gentle and fragile man that night when he was drunk. Life was really like a drama. It all depended on acting skills. His acting skills were really good. Was this his true face? She couldn't live like this for another day. She had to get a divorce. As soon as Tao Yuan entered the villa, she saw Lu Yanting slap Lu Li and scold him for being a bastard. Tao Yuan was stunned. There had always been a gap between the father and son. Lu Yanting was often angered by Lu Li's scandals, but this was the first time he hit him. That slap was so loud that she could hear it clearly from a few meters away. But she couldn't sympathize with him at all. Instead, she felt that someone had helped her vent her anger. It was a very satisfying feeling. Every pore on her body was indescribably comfortable. She didn't even realize that the corners of her mouth were curled up. This was the happiest thing that happened today. Lu Li's face was forced to turn to face her. He looked up and stared at her with a cold gaze. She returned a happy smile. So gloating over someone else's misfortune was such a great thing. After Su Baiha recovered, she screamed and pushed Lu Yanting away. She hugged Lu Li, feeling distressed and angry. Why did you hit my son? I don't have such an unfilial son. Yes, he's not your son and you don't have a wife like me. Su Baihe's eyes were red with anger. She pointed at Tao Yuan and scolded. Only she's your darling. Other than her, who else can you have in your heart? I've never seen someone treat their own family like this for an outsider. What drug did she give you? Or did you sleep with her? Do you know what you're talking about? Lu Yanting was infuriated. How dare you say something like this? You're so ruthless. Are you afraid that I'll say it? Am I wrong? You only have her in your heart. You don't even care about us. For her, you even hit your son. Are you going to chase the three of us out before you're satisfied? I hit him because what he did brought shame to the Lu family. He was the one who suggested the wedding anniversary. No one forced him. Since he said it, he had to do it. He beat around the bush just to embarrass Yuan Yuan. Is he still a man to treat his wife like this? He deserves to be taught a lesson. Dad, you've misunderstood. Lu Qingwan stood beside the mother and son. She blurted out in a moment of anger. Brother didn't attend the dinner because Sister Yanran is back. Tao Yanran? Lu Yanting's body trembled violently as his brows furrowed. What are you talking about? Sister Yanran is back. Brother must be with her. Right, brother? You already knew? So it was the three of you. You're so evil. Lu Yanting trembled with anger. How are we evil? Brother never liked Tao Yuan. You forced him to marry her. You even forced Sister Yanran away. Brother and Sister Yanran are so close. Don't you think you're evil when you broke them up? These few years, brother was forced to go abroad by Tao Yuan. He didn't even return home. Do you still expect them to be together? Now that Sister Yanran is back, they should get back together. Shut up. I'm telling the truth. Why should I shut up? I don't know what kind of spell Tao Yuan cast on you. But it's really selfish of you to break up a pair of lovers. Brother and Sister Yanran have suffered a lot. Why can't you give them what they want? Do you want to force them to death? Lu Yanting raised his hand and rushed towards Lu Qingwan. But Su Baihe was like a mother hen protecting her chicks. She opened her arms and blocked him. If you want to hit me, hit me. Don't hit my daughter. Kill us. No one will go against you if you kill us. Tao Yuan watched silently. She really wanted to take this opportunity to ask for a divorce. But Lu Yanting was already very angry. She didn't want to add fuel to the fire. Otherwise he might have a heart attack. She walked over and looked at the mother and daughter who wanted to tear her apart. She believed in her. If a curse could really make people go to hell, then the mother and daughter would go to hell before her. You came at the right time. Lu Li, you have to give her an explanation. Lu Li pursed his lips. His emotions were complicated. His face was gloomy. Dad, don't be angry. I don't need an explanation. My relationship with Ali has always been like this. I never thought that he would show up that day. I don't care if it was because of Tao Yanran or someone else. I don't want to pursue the reason. I really don't care. This matter hasn't been exposed by the media. Only the company knows about it. It won't have any negative impact. Let's just forget about it. Don't pretend to be kind. Lu Qingwan wanted to kill her with her eyes. She hated her most when she pretended to be magnanimous in front of Lu Yanting. She said one thing and did another behind her back. Would a magnanimous woman pour hot milk on her face? You say that you don't care, but you actually hate me to death, right? You are so vengeful. What are you going to do behind my back? No matter how vengeful I am, it's because I care. That's why I want to take revenge. Since I don't care, why would I take revenge? I'm busy enough with work. I really don't have that much time to deal with these messy things. Tao Yuan's eyes were clear and her tone was light. Every word and punctuation showed that she didn't care. Moreover, it didn't seem like she was putting on a brave front or pretending at all. Even Lu Li couldn't tell whether her words were sincere or not. He didn't like the feeling of not being able to grasp her. The smell of gunpowder in the living room was still very strong. You don't care? You don't care, but you still occupy the position of Mrs. Lu and keep pestering my brother? You're just saying it. You're the greediest one. I'll let it go before, but now that Sister Yanran is back, get lost. Don't get in their way. Who are you to say such things to me? If you don't know how to talk, don't talk nonsense. Otherwise, what's the difference between you and a mad dog? You're scolding me again, you be asterisk tish. Lu Qingwan rushed over and wanted to hit her, but was stopped by a hand. Her eyes widened in surprise. Brother? Why are you stopping me? Have you had enough? I'm helping you. Don't you want to get back together with Sister Yanran? That's my business. Don't meddle in it. Lu Li flung her away. His face was pale and he looked gloomy. Tao Yuan looked at her watch. It's almost time for dinner. I'll go up and change. She didn't care what others thought of her and left. The moment she entered the bedroom, she saw the wedding photo on the wall. She had put it on the floor, but that night, Luli went crazy and insisted on hanging it up. What was the point? This wedding photo was photoshopped. Now that it was hanging there, it was a big sarcasm. It was very glaring. She put down her bag and took out a set of home clothes from the closet. She had just changed when Luli came in and made a lot of noise. She looked at him calmly. Actually, before she came home today, she hated him. But when she was face to face with him, she didn't feel that strongly. She probably knew that no matter how much she cried or argued, there would be no result, so she didn't waste her energy. When you don't care, you really don't care that much. Without waiting for him to speak, she walked over and took out a divorce agreement from her bag and handed it to him. Chapter 506. Luli's eyes were stung by those words. Divorce agreement. Did she come home just to give him this? He gritted his teeth and resisted the urge to tear her apart. Who told you that I want a divorce? Is there a need to make this clear? Besides, your sister has already said what needs to be said. We have talked about the divorce before. Now that Tao Yanran is back, this marriage must be divorced. I don't want to delay you, and at the same time, I don't want to be delayed by you. I have been Mrs. Liu in name for 4 years, and I am really a little tired of it. It's good for everyone to part on good terms. F***CKU. Let's part on good terms. Lu Li threw the divorce agreement directly on Tao Yuan's face. With a slap, her face turned red. A few pieces of paper fell apart and fell at her feet. Tao Yuan felt that this barbaric man was too annoying. She really didn't know what she liked about him in the first place. The more uncomfortable she felt, the more indifference she showed. She was like a cactus in the desert, full of thorns. People are alive and the agreement is dead. Why do you vent your anger on it? She squatted down, picked them up, and arranged them one by one. Haven't you been waiting for this moment? Sign it. Do you want a divorce that much? Don't you want it? You beat around the bush, and together with Tao Yanran and your family, you gave me a slap. Even if you want to vent your anger, it should be enough, right? What else do you want? Originally, Tao Yuan didn't want to say these things, but he was really too much. As the victim, she didn't say anything, and he, the executioner, actually looked like he wanted to ask for an explanation from her. A thief crying thief. Didn't he think it was ridiculous? Did he think that he could ride on her neck and do whatever he wanted because she chose to swallow her anger? When did I give you a slap? Do you need to ask? Maybe you think that I can be schemed against by you, but I am not as stupid as you think. Did Tao Yanran come back by chance? Long before the banquet, you and Lu Qingwan knew that she was back, but you didn't do anything. Weren't you waiting for the banquet to embarrass me? I've always found it strange. You used to feel disgusted even by looking at me, so why did you suddenly change your ways and pester me, your wife who has gone through thick and thin with you? At first, I thought that maybe you were unwilling to see me with another man, but now that I think about it, it's not just that. You just want me to fall in love with you again and then humiliate me at the banquet, is that it? Tao Yuan thought that her words were harmless, but in fact, it stirred up waves in her heart. The human heart was made of flesh. After all, she was not a robot. It was impossible for her not to feel anything when she was being schemed against. She just didn't want him to succeed, so she tried her best to pretend that it didn't matter. She didn't get angry, didn't make a fuss, and didn't hate him. Lu Li didn't know how to answer. Should he tell her that he really wanted to start over with her? Tell her that he didn't know why Tao Yanran suddenly came back? Tell her that he had never thought of getting back together with Tao Yanran? In her eyes, he was already a heinous devil. What else did he have to say? And the appearance of Tao Yanran also made him realize that as long as the hatred in the past was still there, he couldn't pretend that nothing had happened and start over with her again. In this case, it was better to let them hate each other and love each other to their heart's content. The room was filled with the smell of gunpowder. Although the two didn't make a big fuss, the situation was very tense. Lu Li was silent for a long time, feeling upset. Since the situation was already like this, he might as well make it more thorough and make her hate him. That's right, I planned all of this. He said it without meaning it. His expression was as cruel as his words. I just wanted to embarrass you and humiliate you. He actually admitted it himself. This was a big blow to Tao Yuan. Perhaps she was the kind of person who wouldn't shed a tear until she saw the coffin. She clearly knew what was going on, but she still lied to herself and hoped that it wasn't like this. But now he had completely destroyed that trace of hope that shouldn't exist. A pail of ice water was poured on her head. She couldn't deny it even if she wanted to. Then do you think that you've achieved your goal? She replied with an indifferent smile. Do you want to make me sad or embarrass me more? If it's the latter, perhaps you've achieved your goal. But the former, I'm sorry, can't let you get what you want. I didn't believe a single word of those sweet nothings that you said to me and those illusions that you created for me. I also wanted to lie to you and say that I'm very sad. Maybe then you'll get a quick divorce. But I'm not as good at acting as you are. I really can't act that kind of bitter drama where I cry my heart out and complain about your cruelty. I can't even squeeze out a single tear. It's embarrassing enough that things have developed to this point. If we continue to drag it on, what's the point other than to hate each other more? You're tired too. It's better to get a quick divorce. Do you still need to teach me how to do it? I won't get a divorce no matter how many times you say it. Is there something wrong with your brain? Tao Yuan was also impatient. She couldn't bear it anymore and both her eyebrows were knitted together. She really couldn't think of any other explanation except that he was sick. What's the use of dragging it on like this? Don't you think that you're very selfish? You can afford to drag it on, but can Tao Yanran afford to wait? Doesn't she really want the position of Mrs. Liu? Can't I give it to her now? You don't deserve to mention her name. You still have the cheek to use her as an excuse. Don't forget that you were the one who killed her child. This was the hurdle in Lu Li's heart that he could never get over. This was what he hated most about Tao Yuan. Love could turn a woman into a devil. He could understand why she wanted to deal with Tao Yanran. However, even a man like him knew that the child was innocent. She was also going to be a mother in the future. How could she be so cruel? Tao Yuan just wanted to laugh. What he said was right. The child was Tao Yanran's, but it had nothing to do with him, Lu Li. She didn't say it before because she didn't want the person she loved to be sad. But she didn't say it now because it was easier to change a leopard than a leopard. If she, Tao Yanran, could make him a cuckold once, there would be a second time. She was waiting to see him become a cheap father to another man. In this matter, she had no conscience, so her back was still straight and her chin was raised. It's all in the past. You've scolded and taken revenge. What's the point of holding on to it now? Do you still want me to compensate her with my life? Lu Li clenched his fists and was about to slap her. How could she say such things with such confidence after killing a person? Lu Li clenched his fist and was about to slap her. Tao Yuan calmly looked at his cramped palm without fear. What? Do you still want to hit me? If you want to hit me, then hit me. Don't hold back. Anyway, it's not like you haven't slapped me before. If you want to hit me, be quick. Hit my face and hit me hard. She turned one side of her face to him. If this slap can be exchanged for a divorce agreement, then it's worth it. Lu Li's heart felt as if it had been hit hard, and he didn't feel good at the moment. She used such a calm attitude to fight against him, without any pity for an innocent life. It was as if she didn't kill a child but was worse than a pet. After spending a month together, she gradually changed his view of her. He saw her vulnerability, her stubbornness, her intelligence and kindness. So, he forgot her nature and why he hated her to the bone. This strong contrast made him feel angry and disappointed in her. You're a bitch with a venomous heart. He cursed angrily. In order to resist the urge to slap her, his whole body was trembling. And for Tao Yuan, when a person's heart was disheartened to the point of numbness, she would not feel disappointed or hurt. The only feeling she felt was mockery. She actually sympathized with Lu Li. The once popular male god, the business legend of the Asia-Pacific region, Lu Li actually fell into the hands of Tao Yanran, that vixen. He was the most pitiful one. A venomous heart is better than a glass heart. What do you want me to say? You want me to repent to him? You want me to cry? Sorry, I can't even pity myself. How can I have so much time to pity others? You don't want to hit me? You can't bear to do it, can you? Hitting you will dirty my hands. Then the divorce agreement? Don't mention the divorce agreement to me again. Lu Li slapped it away. Tao Yuan wanted to pick it up, but he was faster than her. The hand that had just clenched into a fist grabbed her wrist and dragged her to him. She lost her balance in her stiletto high heels and sprained her ankle. The pain made her face pale. But she gritted her teeth and did not cry out in pain. She fell into his arms awkwardly, but she was still unyielding and asked with a hint of anger. I've told you more than 10 times that I hate your rude behavior. I'm not an object that you can do whatever you want with me. No matter how successful a man is in his career, if he behaves like a barbarian, he will still be looked down upon. Your manners are not even comparable to a primary school student. I suggest you reincarnate. The breath on her face was getting hotter and hotter. It was obvious that she had really angered him. But Tao Yuan felt very happy. There should be a limit to her tolerance. She did not want to make a scene, but it did not mean that she could not fight back. But your mother's manners are just so-so. Even if you go back to the furnace and remake 100 times, it should be the same. This logic is also applicable to your sister. This damn woman, how dare she humiliate his family? Couldn't she see that he had a hard time tolerating it? Provoking him again and again, he was deliberately seeking death, wasn't he? Lu Li clenched his fingers and felt her pulse beating rapidly. She could also be afraid? Her slender wrist seemed like it would break if he squeezed it. She was essentially a weak little woman. Where did her arrogance and courage come from? How dare she go against him? Let go of me, let go. Chapter 507. There should be a limit to your madness, right? Now that Tao Yanran is back, I'm willing to fulfill your wish. What else do you want? She almost screamed. Does Tao Yanran know that you're pestering me like this? Could it be that you've fallen in love with me? I love you? Lu Li sneered. The hatred in his eyes was as glaring as a poisonous glint. How could I love such a vicious woman like you? Yes, I'm vicious. I separated you and Tao Yanran, and I even killed her child. You should hate women like me to the core, right? Isn't it torture for you if I stay by your side? It's because you're sinful, so I can't just let you go. Lu Li's tone became even colder. When he let go of her, he held her right cheek with one hand, forcing her to raise her head and meet his furious eyes. You're finding so many excuses. In the end, aren't they all for yourself? What do you mean Yanran can't wait? You're afraid that Fang Yicheng can't wait, right? Or there are other men that I don't know. Anyway, you have so many dogs wagging their tails and begging by your side. Who knows which one it is? Do you want to be grateful to get rid of me and be with them? When a person is angry, what they say and what they really think in their heart are often the opposite of what they really think. Other than these, Lu Li couldn't think of any other words to humiliate her. However, he was very clear that she was now a charming woman with too many suitors. If they divorced today, tomorrow she might get married to another man that he didn't even know. Thinking of this, he couldn't bear it at all. That's right. It's good for everyone, isn't it? After the divorce, why do you care who I'm with? Hee hee. Do you think it's that easy? If you make me feel bad, will I make you feel better? Lu Li said in that almost perversely gentle tone. That gentleness made her whole body tremble. Every pore in her body was filled with an extremely uncomfortable feeling. Tao Yuan originally thought that as soon as Tao Yanran came back, the divorce would be settled. She even hoped that he could sign it today. She didn't expect that his attitude on this matter was still so stubborn. I'm not having a good time, but Tao Yanran is having a worse time. She came to see me today and asked me to give up the position of Mrs. Lu. She is already so impatient, how can you bear to let her wait? Don't you feel heartache for making your darling suffer like this? My heart hurts, but if I let you go like this, my heart will hurt even more. If you keep being so unreasonable, we'll see you in court. What's in it for you to go to court with me? Let's not talk about whether my dad will have a heart attack because of you. Your greedy and snobbish father will probably sever ties with you first, right? He leaned down and breathed dangerously close to her ear. Even if you don't care about anything and go to court, what do you think the chances of you winning are? You know that the final result is that you will lose, but you don't dare at all. How dare you scare me here? How stupid and ridiculous. If you want to play threats, you should first weigh yourself and your opponent's strength. This is a battle that you will definitely lose. I advise you not to let yourself be defeated. Tao Yuan couldn't stay in the Lu family anymore. She was afraid that Lu Li would pester her, so she didn't dare to go back to the apartment. She could only go to Pan Chi's house to stay. Later, when she thought about it, she felt it was quite ridiculous. Lu Li already had Tao Yanran. They didn't have enough time to be lovey-dovey. How could he have the time to pester her? The next weekend, Tao Yuan slept until noon. Pan Chi just got the takeout and was clearing the table. What do you want to eat? Tao Yuan asked. Last night, she left in a hurry after eating half a bowl of rice at the Liu family. She slept until now and her stomach was growling. Same old, private home cuisine. Pan Chi opened the boxes one by one. There were 4 dishes and 1 soup and the aroma filled the air. Shredded sweet potatoes, steamed pigeon, eggplant stew, twice-cooked pork, duck soup. This is a good combination. Didn't you order it yourself? No, the chef carefully prepares it for me every day and delivers it on time. I don't even need to call for takeout. Pan Chi was proud of herself with an expression that said, I rely on my face to make a living. No wonder you look fat. It turns out that you have a man to support you. Tao Yuan teased. That boss is quite attentive to you. Won't you consider him? Of course not. I'm a goddess with principles. I won't consider anyone who doesn't have a net worth of 10 billion. If I have to date him after eating a few bowls of white rice from him, I would have 7 or 8 children by now. Tao Yuan shook her head. Don't you know that you have a soft tongue when you eat from others? How can you be so at ease when you obviously don't like him? Come on, this is clearly a good thing for both sides. He's happy that he has the opportunity to prepare lunch for a great beauty like me, okay? As for me, apart from satisfying my appetite, it also feels good to be pursued by someone. Pan Chi expressed her theory eloquently. They say that single dogs are pitiful and that they envy couples, but I think it's good to be single. Women all need the feeling of being pursued by a man and being held in the palm of their hands. Do you know that the most wonderful feeling between a man and a woman is the ambiguous stage? Eating, shopping, watching movies, and feeling happy just thinking about the other party. You can't wait to be with him 24 hours a day, and your heart palpitates. Those are the feelings that married people have not felt for a long time. Poor you. You didn't even get to enjoy the sweetness of being passionately in love at all before being dragged into the grave of marriage. So, you need to get a divorce as soon as possible and enjoy the feeling of being pursued by a man. Then you can pick the one you like the most and have a passionate love. Believe me, that feeling is definitely like a rebirth. Women need the nourishment of love to become more and more beautiful. How could Tao Yuan not understand this logic? She would also be very envious when she saw the sweet scene of a couple. This marriage had indeed dragged on for too many years. She didn't enjoy any happiness at all. Instead, her energy was drained, and she ended up being mentally and physically exhausted. It was really time to end this tragedy and start a new life. Divorce was the first step of her new life. After lunch, the two of them went to do something that 2 women had to do when they were together: shopping. Tao Yuan usually dressed in a low-key manner, but she was also a woman who loved to be beautiful. She wouldn't allow herself to be sloppy just because of the failure of her marriage. She would rather be the butterfly that Luli talked about than become a faded old woman. Her clothes were simple, but they were all carefully worn, so it gave people a feeling that it was simple yet elegant and exquisite. At first glance, it looked decent, but after careful study, every part of it was carefully chosen. She was usually busy at work and didn't have time to go shopping, so she would also buy some European and American brands online. After all, she was at the level of a manager, and her clothes were all of medium to high quality. But Pan Chi was much more extravagant than her, and she always shopped in famous brands. Tao Yuan followed her and also bought a few very expensive dresses. The feeling of buying luxury goods was indeed very good. When paying, Pan Chi asked, "Are you using your own salary card?" "What else? Are you stupid? Of course I'm using that bastard Lu Li's card. He can't be so stingy that he didn't even give you a card, right?" Tao Yuan thought for a moment and took out a credit card. "This was given to me by my father-in-law. The main card is with Lu Li, but I have never used it." "That's it." Pan Chi grabbed it and rushed over excitedly. "I'm going to buy it today." "No, I don't want to use his money." "Oh please, who are you trying to show off?" Pan Chi rolled her eyes. "You don't have to. That little bitch Tao Yanran will help you. She won't feel bad about it. The stupidest person is a wife like you who spends your own money and then saves it for others. Think about it, you have been married for so many years and what have you got? Is your youth so worthless? If you don't buy it, I will despise you." Tao Yuan felt that it made sense. She felt bad about Lu Li's money, but did Lu Li feel bad about her? Just think of it as compensation for mental damage. "You are right, I won't buy it. What else do you want? Just take it, I will pay." In the CEO's office, Lu Li's phone vibrated twice, and a message from the bank came in, saying that his secondary card had spent more than 200,000 yuan. Secondary card. Wasn't it in Tao Yuan's hands? This was the first time she had used his card. Was that woman taking revenge on him? But she wanted to make him feel bad about this little money? Was she insulting him? The corner of his mouth twitched, and he put the phone back into his trouser pocket to continue the meeting. The two women happily left the luxury store with their shopping bags. Compared to buying a dress that she liked, Tao Yuan was more happy that she could make trouble for Lu Li. Although this amount of money was not enough to make him feel bad, it was equivalent to declaring war on him. A large group of people gathered by the roadside, and Pan Chi loved to watch the fun, so she dragged Tao Yuan into the crowd. A woman in her 30s was pulling a young girl's hair, scolding her as a mistress, a vixen, and her husband was anxiously protecting the mistress. A smashed car was parked next to them. Oh, it's the original wife against the mistress again. Why is this happening so often recently? The original wife was scolding and shouting, and her eyes were red from crying. Tao Yuan was quite upset. In a relationship, it was often the woman who was hurt. The most hateful thing was that the man was still protecting the mistress. Didn't he think about who had gone through thick and thin with him? If I were his wife, I would think of other ways to kill this adulterous couple. Isn't it embarrassing to make such a scene on the street? Tao Yuan smiled bitterly. You haven't loved before, so you don't understand. If it's not extremely painful, who would be willing to shout and make such a scene on the street? Then, do you see a little bit of your future in her? Have you ever thought about how you would react when you see Lu Li and Tao Yanran together? What kind of reaction can I have? They are both dead people in my heart now. You're just stubborn. Not to mention that you still love him. Even if you don't love him anymore, you will still be angry when facing two people who have hurt you. Don't you have the impulse to kill Tao Yanran the moment you see her? Tao Yuan thought about it and realized that she really did. Yesterday, when Tao Yanran came to the office to show off to her, there was a moment or two in her mind where she grabbed her hair and slapped her hard. With her current strength, if she did that, Tao Yanran would not be able to resist at all. She could only cry for her parents. She was not a violent person, but most of the time violence would indeed bring people the simplest and most direct feeling of violence. Thinking of the scene of Tao Yanran crying for mercy, Tao Yuan couldn't help laughing. After a while, when she came back to reality, the three of them were taken away by the police. Tao Yuan told herself in her heart that she would never let herself become a tragedy like this woman. She wanted a divorce. Chapter 508. After a whole afternoon of shopping, the two of them went to a cafe to rest. Tao Yuan received a call from Xin Xinhui. Daughter, are you in the hotel? No, I am shopping with Pan Chi. Oh, why are you free today? Have you eaten? Don't eat out all the time. It's unhygienic. It seems that the temperature will drop again these days. Wear more clothes. Xin Xinhui nagged, which warmed Tao Yuan's heart. The people who cared about her most were always her family. And the one who nagged her was always her mother. I know you too. Are you with Ali? Tao Yuanxing's voice suddenly interrupted, and the first question was about Lu Li. Such a question was straightforward and purposeful, which made Tao Yuan a little uncomfortable. No, I am with a friend. I haven't seen him for a long time. Ask him to come over for dinner. No, he is very busy these days. Busy with what? Why hasn't the View Villa project been approved yet? Did you make him unhappy again? Tao Yuan bit the straw and muttered unhappily. I don't have that ability. You have such a bad temper. No wonder he doesn't like you. Men all like gentle women. Do you understand? Ask him to come over for dinner tonight. I can't invite him. You can call him yourself. Do you think I haven't called him? His secretary always says that he's busy and doesn't have time. He must be deliberately not wanting to see me. Did you offend him again? The more Tao Yuan listened, the angrier she became. What did he mean by offending him? Weren't they equal? Why did he treat her as if she was inferior and had to please him like a slave? Was he selling his daughter or marrying her? She had been worried about Tao Yuanxing's feelings, so she didn't mention the divorce. However, he regarded her as a commodity, so why should she care too much about the seller's feelings? Tao Yuan made up her mind. I will go home for dinner tonight. Just me. Ali won't come back? You call him again and ask him. Even if he didn't have the time, he should at least inquire about the progress of the project. What was the point of dragging it on like this? If I don't approve it one day, I won't feel at ease. Got it? Let Mom answer the phone. After Xin Xinhui answered, Tao Yuan's tone softened a lot. She said that she was about to leave and would be home at 6 o'clock. Xin Xinhui was very happy to hear that and kept saying that she wanted to make bird's nest stew. Tao Yuan found a trace of warmth. The divorce could not be delayed any longer. No matter what, he had to speak tonight. The Tao family. Shen Xinhui prepared a sumptuous dinner and kept putting food in Tao Yuan's bowl. It was rare for her daughter to come back. Her eyes narrowed into a smile. More. Hey mom, don't take any more. The bowl is full. If you want to eat, I can take it myself. Tao Yuan was touched and helpless at the same time. You're busy with work. Every time I call you, you're eating takeout. Those things outside were not nutritious and not clean. They were not good for the body. It's rare for you to come back, so eat more. But I can't eat until I'm fat and make up for the previous months. I say you might as well come back and stay for a while. You've lost a lot of weight. I'll take good care of you. Tao Yuanxing complained discontentedly. It's already outrageous for her to live in the Lu family. How can people say that she is still living in her mother's house after getting married? They'll think that she was driven back. How can I put my face? Don't I care about my daughter? How can she be so thin? Shen Xinhui spoke softly and very gently. No one asked her to work so hard. I think it's better for her to resign and go home. She should hurry up and have a child so that she can sit firmly in the position of Mrs. Lu. If she doesn't have a child soon, there will be other women competing to give birth to Ali. At that time they will take the child and force you to abdicate. Let's see what you can do then. From the tone of Tao Yuanxing, it was as if he could not wait for Tao Yuan to have a child now. Didn't we agree not to mention this? Shen Xinhui frowned. I get angry just by looking at her. If she could please Ali, the project of Scenic View Villa would not have been approved until now. She must have quarreled with Ali again. You call him now and ask him to come over for dinner. Tao Yuanxing's words were very resentful. You are really? It's already halfway through the meal and you still call him Ali. That's not good. Shen Xinhui's face was already very reluctant. Are you asking him to come over for dinner? I'm asking him to come over to talk about the project. Do you understand? Why are you still sitting there? Hurry up and make the call. Tao Yuanxing stared at Tao Yuan and urged. She calmly ate her meal, unperturbed by the situation. I don't have such a big influence. What's with your tone? Are you deliberately angry with me? Just go if I ask you. Tao Yuan originally wanted to finish the meal quietly, but Tao Yuanxing was so persistent that she had no choice but to put down the chopsticks and said directly. I'm going to divorce Lu Li. It was much easier to blurt it out than she thought. After saying it, she was very calm and not afraid at all. Shen Xinhui didn't expect that she would suddenly say it in front of Tao Yuanxing and was so scared that the chopsticks fell. Tao Yuanxing's face was even more terrible. What did you say? Divorce? Do you know what you are saying? Didn't you hear it clearly? Divorce. Is your brain not clear? I just asked you to ask Ali to come over for dinner. You are angry and want to divorce me. You have such a bad temper. No wonder Ali doesn't like you. I am not angry with you. Tao Yuan stared at him with determination. She could hear every word clearly. I want to divorce Lu Li. I have thought about it clearly for a long time, but I just brought it up now. I think there is something wrong with your brain. I don't want to listen to you. Get out. Subconsciously, Tao Yuanxing wanted to escape from this fact. I've already made myself very clear. Let's leave it at that. Tao Yuan said and was about to get up. Bang! A bowl flew past Tao Yuan's cheek and fell to the ground, splashing pieces. She was cold in her heart. It almost hit her. Tao Yuanxing had stood up in a rage. I don't agree. I just told you my decision, not asking for your consent. Parents don't need to sign the divorce agreement. You? What's wrong with you? Why do you have such a ridiculous idea? Ridiculous? Oh, I have been bound by this nominal marriage for 4 years. Isn't it enough? How long do you want to delay me? 30 years old? Tao Yuan's heart was cold. Was this really her father? Even if he didn't love her, he shouldn't be so cruel, right? Is it because of those women outside Ali? What's the big deal? You said it yourself for 4 years. You have endured it even if you don't want to. Why are you making a fuss now? Which man wasn't dissolute when he was young? He has power and influence. What's wrong with playing with a few women? Why are you so narrow-minded? Tao Yuan was irritated by these words. He doesn't go home for 365 days a year and spends the night in other women's beds. Those women outside come to the hotel to make trouble for me every 2 or 3 days. Am I narrow-minded? Your marriage is not because of love. Since there is no love, you should get more benefits. That's why I am so anxious about the Scenic View Villa project. It's all for you. Tao Yuanxing spoke with confidence and his voice was loud and clear. This was the funniest joke Tao Yuan had ever heard. For me? You are doing it for yourself. How is this marrying off your daughter? You are selling your daughter. These years the Tao family has benefited a lot from the Lu family, right? Isn't it enough? You are too greedy. You are rebelling. Tao Yuanxing flew into a rage. He rushed over and slapped Tao Yuan. The corner of her mouth was bleeding. What are you doing? Xin Xinhui hurriedly stood in front of Tao Yuan. Her eyes were red. How can you hit your daughter? It's because of your stubbornness and arrogance. How dare you talk to me like this? The slap on her face was burning. But Tao Yuan did not feel any pain at all. Instead, it strengthened her determination to divorce. Her eyes did not even turn red. She raised her head and smiled coldly at Tao Yuanxing. Am I wrong? I am just a tool for you to make money. You were the one who insisted on marrying Lu Li. Now you are blaming me? Am I the one who put a knife to your neck and forced you to marry him? It's you? You want to marry him and divorce him? Don't worry. You are too selfish. I will take care of my mother after the divorce. Your mother has been living a luxurious life all these years because I am the one who got married. Xin Xinhui was hurt. Why can't I get a divorce? It's impossible for you to do this for no reason. You have someone else outside, right? So what if I do? You have no shame. Tao Yuanxing was about to hit her again. Xin Xinhui hurriedly stopped him and screamed. Calm down. Don't you know our daughter? She must have been wrong to do this. You can't hurt her anymore. Why must we divorce? Tell me. Tao Yuanxing pressed. Tao Yanran is back. Is this reason enough? Tao Yuanxing's entire body shook, and he took a few steps back, his brows tightly knitted together. Yanran? Yes, she is back. She and Lu Li are going to get back together soon. Why are you so anxious about the Scenic View Villa project? Lu Li likes her so much. You can just let her have some pillow talk. Anyway, you only care about your interests. It doesn't matter which daughter it is. However, whether she will help you or not is another matter. Tao Yuanxing could not stand her sarcastic face. His mind was in a mess and he could not figure out what to do. No matter what, you can't get a divorce. I don't want to see you now. Get out of here. Whether you agree or not, we are getting a divorce. After saying this, Tao Yuan ran upstairs. She went back to the room and looked at the mirror. The left side of her face was swollen. But she did not feel pain at all. She had finally said the word divorce. She felt very happy and excited. It was really tiring to be too concerned about other people's feelings and wronged herself. It was so much easier to live only for herself. Yuanyuan, mom is here. Xin Xinhui came in with a few ice cubes. Tsk, why is it so swollen? Your dad is too cruel. Isn't he hitting his own daughter? Tao Yuan twitched the corner of her mouth coldly. It's just a tool. What's there to feel bad about? Chapter 509. But he did not bring me up. We have no feelings. He and Tao Yanran have a deep relationship. They are the real father and daughter. Xin Xinhui sighed. It's all my fault. It's okay. It's just a slap. The swelling will go down tomorrow. You're really bold. You actually talked about divorce in front of your father. He almost died of anger. If he didn't push me so hard, I wouldn't want to do it either. But it's better this way. It's better to get it over with. Tao Yuan put ice on her face and grimaced in pain. Have you thought about it? What's there to think about? If Tao Yanran didn't come back, it might still be undecided. But even if I wanted to think about it, she wouldn't give me time to think about it. She had come back this time for the position of Mrs. Lu. Do you think Tao Yanran won't find a way to drive me away? If I don't file for divorce myself, I don't know how much trouble I will cause in the future. Xin Xinhui felt very sad. Why does Ali like Yanran so much? She is not as good as you. You can't say that. She is much better at seducing men than I am. Tao Yuan said. Mom, don't worry about me. I'm worried about you. Dad is so selfish. He said in front of you that it's normal for a man to flirt outside. He didn't consider your feelings at all. By the way, does he really love you? Well, if he didn't love me, he wouldn't have divorced. At his age, he has a stable family. It takes courage to divorce. Tao Yuan thought for a while. That's true. But his head is full of interests, which is really disgusting. Well, he did it for Mrs. Tao. You have to understand. Whatever. Anyway, he has his own position and I have my own considerations. The divorce is between me and Lu Li. He can't do anything about it. What's Ali's attitude? He is crazy now, so he doesn't agree. But he will be fine in a few days. You have grown up and have your own ideas. If you really can't live, I support you to divorce. But I'm afraid your father won't give up so easily. Be careful. Tao Yuanxing was so angry that he couldn't sleep the whole night. When he woke up early the next day, Tao Yuan had already left. He went straight to the Wilton Hotel and went straight to the CEO's office, but was stopped by the secretary at the door. "Mr. Tao, Mr. Liu is receiving guests. You can't go in." Tao Yuanxing was very angry now. He didn't care that the other party was a woman and pushed hard. The secretary took a few steps back and almost knocked over the vase. "If you're not in a meeting, you're on a business trip or you're receiving clients. You always use these excuses to brush me off. Aren't you annoyed? Tao Tao Tao, up Tao, up, up up up. Lu Tao Ti not, Tao not, up. Tao 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 Li. Don't you dare stop me today." Tao Yuanxing didn't care and rushed into the office. Lu Li was in a meeting with 2 British clients and they all looked at him. "Tao Tao Tao," the secretary's face turned pale. Zhou Xingyang was about to step forward but Lu Li stopped him. "Take them to breakfast first and we'll talk later." "Yes, Mr. Tao." Zhou Xingyang left with the clients and closed the door. Tao Yuanxing asked anxiously, "What do you mean by not seeing me?" Lu Li took out a cigarette pack, put it in his mouth and lit it. There seemed to be some displeasure between his eyebrows, but it was diluted by the smoke. It was still an expressionless face, making it difficult to see through his emotions. "Did I? I've been calling you but your secretary always says you're busy. You should have time to answer a phone call, right?" Tao Yuanxing was so angry that he sat on the sofa and urged anxiously, "When will the Scenic View Villa project be approved? Haven't I already promised? What's the hurry?" Lu Li could not bear to see his greedy face. He flicked the ash off his cigarette with his slender fingers in a casual and calm manner. "It's because you promised but it hasn't been approved. That's why I'm anxious. Will there be any changes?" Last time it had been delayed like this, and Tao Yuanxing had already been traumatized by it. He couldn't rest assured if it wasn't approved. "I did approve it but it has to go through the procedures. There are many departments in the company. Don't you understand the reason?" Lu Li looked down on selfish businessmen like Tao Yuanxing from the bottom of his heart. So, even if he was his father-in-law, his attitude was not polite at all. There was always a sense of contempt in his heart. "I understand, but will it take so long? No matter how many departments there are in the company, it's still you who call the shots. It's just a matter of a word from you. If you urged me, I wouldn't have to wait so long." Tao Yuanxing was very resentful, but he was also on tenterhooks. "Don't tell me it's because of Tao Yuan?" Lu Li's eyebrows were knitted together. He smiled a puzzled smile. "What do you mean?" "She came back yesterday and said she wants to divorce you." Lu Li was only surprised for a short second. It seemed that that woman was determined this time. Did she get angry because of what happened at the dinner party? He only replied with an "oh." Tao Yuanxing couldn't figure out what he meant and became even more nervous. "What do you mean by, oh? Don't tell me you're really going to divorce?" He was so anxious that he couldn't sit still. "I said she's stubborn. Once she's angry she doesn't care about anything. But she can't think clearly and doesn't know what she's doing. I've already told her that it's normal for a successful man like you to put on a show outside. Isn't it all for the company and family? I was like this when I was young. There's no need to be so narrow-minded and calculative." Lu Li slowly puffed out a puff of white smoke and said with a half-smile, "She's been very magnanimous on this matter. I don't think this is the reason for her divorce." Tao Yuanxing said hesitantly. "Is it because of Yanran? I heard she's back." A rare look of shame appeared on his face. Lu Li really found it ironic that Tao Yuanxing would also blush. He thought that he only cared about profits and had no father-daughter relationship. Is she okay? You haven't met her?" Tao Yuanxing could hear the sarcasm in Lu Li's words and felt a little embarrassed. "You know, she's still blaming me for the divorce with her mother. How could she take the initiative to look for me? I haven't heard anything about them in the years she's been away." Lu Li's lips curled up. "From what you're saying, you're not going to get a divorce because you feel guilty. I don't know if I'll regret it in the future, but I'm sure I'll have regrets." Tao Yuanxing was momentarily disappointed for a few seconds before he focused on the project and carefully considered his words. Actually, you and Yanran got along quite well back then. We were like a family and got along. Regardless of my relationship with her mother, I still want you two to be together. If it wasn't for your dad forcing you to marry Yuan, you two wouldn't be like this. But no matter what, you're both my daughters. No matter who you marry, we're family. Lu Li had seen a lot of shameless people, but he, Tao Yuanxing, was definitely the one who deserved the word shameless. A father who used his own daughter as a tool couldn't even be considered a human, right? It was really pitiful for Tao Yuan to be involved with him. Anyway, what I mean is, we're family. It doesn't matter if you like Yanran or Yuan, it can't change our relationship. Don't you think so? We're a family, so we have to benefit each other. So regarding the project. Lu Li snuffed out the cigarette and let out a puff of smoke from his nose as he smiled lightly. Benefit each other? Then what's my benefit? Tao Yuan has never given me a good attitude, and I can only be bullied when I'm with her. Tell me, is she worthy of me treating her well? She doesn't appreciate it anyway. Sure enough, Tao Yuan offended him. Tao Yuanxing cursed in his heart, but he still had to smile. She's still young, stubborn and immature. Don't bother with her. It's not that she's immature. She made me unhappy, very unhappy. What should I do? How about this, what did she do wrong? I'll apologize on her behalf. Of course, an apology has to be made in person. Okay, I'll ask her to apologize to you in person. Then don't delay the Scenic View Villa project any longer. I won't disturb you any longer, you go ahead. Tao Yuanxing stood up, almost bowing his head and bowing to please him. I'll go find her now and ask her to apologize to you. Don't be angry. He smiled and left the office. Tao Yuanxing's face immediately sank, very ugly. If it wasn't for the project worth hundreds of millions, he wouldn't have to be so humble. On Sunday, Tao Yuan went back to the hotel to pack her things. Thinking that she could soon get out of this troublesome place, her mood was really wonderful. She couldn't help but hum a song. You still have the mood to sing? Tao Yuanxing angrily rushed in, grabbed her hand and dragged her out. Tao Yuan grabbed the table and refused to go. Where are you going? You still ask? Of course, to apologize to Ali. Apologize? His confident and impatient expression made Tao Yuan speechless, and she struggled even more. Why should I apologize? I didn't do anything wrong. You still dare to say that? I just went to find Ali. He said that you made him unhappy, so he stopped the Scenic View Villa project. I've already said that it's all your fault. I'm not wrong. He's the one who's wrong. He's sick. It's your bad temper that offended him. Do you talk to him like this? Do you know who he is? Who is he? He's a devil, a pervert. Shut up. I don't care what you do, but you can't affect the Scenic View Villa project. He said that you must apologize to him. I won't go. When Tao Yuan was stubborn, she was also very strong. Tao Yuanxing couldn't do anything to her for a while. Anyway, we're going to divorce. It's better if the Scenic View Villa project doesn't go through. This is his conspiracy. He just wants to use this project to restrain me and prevent me from getting a divorce. If you sign the contract, you'll fall into his trap. He can use this to threaten me. That's your business. Anyway, I have to get this project. Tao Yuan's heart was really cold. Chapter 5:10. Don't make it sound so bad. You broke him up with Yanran. Don't you like him very much? Wouldn't it be better if he didn't divorce? It's all your fault. If he married Yanran, would there be so much trouble today? You owe me. Whether you want to or not, you have to compensate me. I don't owe you anything. Tao Yuan was completely enraged. She pushed hard with all her strength. Even Tao Yuanxing was pushed back a few steps. It's my business if I want to get a divorce. I can't sacrifice myself for your project. If you want to take over Scenic View Villa, you can beg him yourself or ask Tao Yanran to do it. Anyway, it has nothing to do with me. He wants you to apologize now. Do you think it's useful for me to beg him? Cruel and unscrupulous thing. Being cruel and unscrupulous is better than you being heartless. No matter how many times you say it, it's the same. I will divorce this marriage no matter what. I said I don't agree. This is my marriage. Why should I consider your opinion? There is no law that requires your consent, right? It's useless for you to yell at me. It's embarrassing enough for you to make such a scene. Leave now. I don't want to see you. Tao Yuan didn't even want to look at him and continued to pack up. Tao Yuanxing stood there for a while. He wanted to get angry but couldn't. In the end, he smashed a potted plant and left. Tao Yuan threw all the documents into the box in annoyance. She put her hands on the table and the fire was drilling in her body. After all, this was caused by Lu Li. The more she thought about it, the more she couldn't swallow it. She called Zhou Xingyang and asked him where Lu Li was in the restaurant. Then she went there directly. As soon as she entered the restaurant, Tao Yuan found Lu Li at a glance. Not only because he was sitting by the window but also because the sun shone on him, making him look dazzling. But also because of the halo around him, he was even more eye-catching and attracted everyone's attention. Of course, in Tao Yuan's eyes this was called repulsive. When they first entered the restaurant, she really had the urge to rush over, grab a cup of coffee and pour it on his face. It was simple and violent. Just thinking about it made her feel good. However, she was a woman with self-control. If he did that under the watchful eyes of so many people, he was afraid that it would cause a lot of trouble. So, in the end, she calmly walked over and sat opposite him. A cup of black coffee was placed in front of Lu Li. It was already a little cold. He lowered his eyes and was reading the newspaper. This angle highlighted the high bridge of his nose, which outlined the lines of his entire face. His narrow nostrils exuded an air of arrogance. When he wasn't sharp-tongued, he was really a very pleasing man. Tao Yuan thought in her heart, no wonder so many women were head over heels for him. Fortunately, she was already past the age of looking at appearances, so she wouldn't be fooled by his appearance. Lu Li folded the newspaper and put it aside. He took a sip of coffee and looked at the woman who had been waiting for him for a long time. His thin lips twitched, revealing a hint of coldness. "Looking for me?" His voice was careless. Looking at his nonchalant attitude, it really confirmed what Tao Yuan had said. He, Lu Li, didn't lack anything, but he lacked a heart, a very big one. To put it bluntly, he was heartless and heartless. He didn't care at all about bringing disaster to other people's lives. He could make people unhappy as he pleased, but no one could make him unhappy in the slightest. "I heard that the project with Alan Mansion has been signed. Congratulations. This project has been in discussion since the beginning of the year, but it hasn't been settled yet. You still have to do it personally." Lu Li gave her a look that said, "Isn't this nonsense?" That arrogance was innate. "Everyone in the hotel can see your ability. Those who were worried that you spent too much energy on women and doubted your ability to work can shut up this time. Including you? I've never doubted your ability." Lu Li smiled and touched his lips, his voice deep. "Are you trying to flatter me? Men enjoy compliments that are just right, don't they? Actually, what I want to say is that since you're a man who distinguishes between public and private matters, you should understand that there's no need to drag a third party into this. Using someone else to do your dirty work is really not upright. I've always only cared about winning or losing, not the result. To me, your theory is just a bunch of nonsense." Lu Li lit a cigarette, his attitude becoming more and more indifferent. "Is there a need to take our personal grudges to the surface? The divorce is our business, why drag my dad into it? It seems that the person who dragged him into it was you, Tao Yuan. This morning when I was in a meeting, he suddenly barged in and said that you're not in your right mind and wanted to divorce me." The smile at the corner of her mouth rose to the tip of her eyebrows, faintly tinged with a hint of mockery, and she deliberately paused. "He humbly begged me not to divorce you. He's really worried about your marriage. Oh no, to be precise, it's for the Scenic View Villa project. No matter what, he's the dignified President Tao. It's really pitiful for him to humiliate himself for a few $100 million. What? Then he went to you to make trouble? Didn't you hint to him that you stopped the Scenic View Villa project because I offended you? So, you're here to apologize to me?" Tao Yuan shook her head. "On the contrary, I thank you for doing this. I didn't agree with that project, so it's best if it can't be signed. Of course, as long as Tao Yanran says it, you'll definitely sign it immediately. That should be after our divorce, and it has nothing to do with me." The cigarette butt was burning on Lu Li's fingertips. He looked at Tao Yuan faintly, looking calm. However, he could see through her heart, which was not calm at all. He bet that her mood now was similar to walking on a tightrope on a cliff. She had to be careful with every step. "Yanran and I have our own business, and you don't need to worry about it. Now the situation is very obvious. Tao Yuanxing is more worried about the divorce than you are. If you want to divorce me, you might as well give him a rope and let him hang himself." "That's not true. Isn't there still Tao Yanran? She's better at pleasing you than I am. You and I both know that my father doesn't care about our marriage, but his interests. As long as his interests can be guaranteed, then he will not object. Who knows, maybe my next husband will give him more benefits. At that time he should be very grateful for my decision to divorce." There was a trace of displeasure in the corner of Lu Li's eyes, but it was very faint, and others couldn't notice it at all. "Next husband?" His tone was mocking. "The current one hasn't left yet, and you're already thinking about the next one. Aren't you too impatient? Did she think he was dead? Boss Lu, you have already found the next one. I'm not impatient at all when I say this. For a woman like me, you probably won't expect me to be a young divorced woman for the rest of my life, right? I'm only 25 years old and I don't have children. I have my own career and my conditions are not bad. It's not difficult to find a good second marriage. Tao Yuan said confidently. She was not just bragging to provoke Lu Li. She was clear about her own conditions and she still had this confidence. On the matter of divorce she was not pessimistic at all. You'd better not have so much hope. It's one thing for a man to flirt with you, but it's another thing whether he's willing to marry you. Take Fang Yicheng for example. His family is going to break up with him because of you. Do you think you can marry into the Fang family? Don't look at how much he loves you now. Time reveals a man's heart, and I don't think he can last long. A woman who's married twice, no matter how good her conditions are, will at most find a divorced man. Don't be too optimistic. Whether it's good or not, we'll know after the divorce. Anyway, I'm willing to take this risk. No matter how bad it is, it won't be worse than being with you, right? She really dared to say it? Lu Li narrowed his eyes. His long and narrow pupils were like a dangerous wolf that hid danger. Tao Yuan felt that he wasn't drinking coffee, but her own blood. She knew him too well. Even if he didn't love her when she mentioned other men in front of him, it would still provoke his ridiculous pride as a man. He probably wanted to bite her neck off right now. After a few rounds of competition, she slowly mastered the skills to deal with this kind of man. It was rather stupid to argue with him, and she would definitely be the one who would suffer in the end. She wanted to smile in all kinds of flirtatious and gentle ways. She wanted him to grit his teeth in hatred, but he couldn't get angry and hold it in until he suffered internal injuries. Now that I think about it, one of my biggest regrets in the past 20 years is that I got married without dating once. I didn't even enjoy the feeling of being in love. Panchi is quite right. The best maintenance for a woman is not skincare products, but the nourishment of love, as well as the feeling of being pursued by a man and flirting with a man. Lu Li smiled. Don't you have a lot of flies around Tao Yuan? Do you lack the feeling of being pursued by a man? Do you take the initiative to hook up with all those men? Aren't we still married? Being bound by marriage is more or less inconvenient. For example, you often come to me to cause trouble, and there are so many eyes staring at you. It's really troublesome to cause such a big commotion with the slightest movement. It's different after the divorce. You're single again and you can flirt with any man you want. It's normal even if you have an affair, don't you think so? Hehe, you probably can't empathize with what I'm saying. After all, you, young Master Lu, have never been affected by marriage. The red flag at home is still standing, and the colorful flag is fluttering outside. Isn't it okay for you to have so many scandals with so many women? All the married men look up to you as a role model, and they are eager to live your life. Tao Yuan deliberately said it in a sour tone. Anyway, she could do whatever that made him dislike her. Most men didn't like sarcastic women. Of course, now that Tao Yanran is back, the situation is different. After all, the law is not open to polygamy. There can only be one legal spouse. So, this marriage must be divorced. Otherwise, wouldn't it make your sweetheart sad? Hearing her say so much, Lu Li just twitched the corner of his mouth and threw out a sentence. Tao Yuan, you are so vicious. I can't help it. A wife who has gone through hardships is full of resentment. I think you, a wife who has gone through hardships, have a more exciting private life than anyone else. But to you, I'm still that old, faded woman, am I not? At this point, Tao Yuan felt that it was about time. Chapter 511. Pack your things? Transfer back to the Ministry of Commerce? I almost forgot to tell you, you did a good job in the customer service department last month. There were obviously fewer complaints. Since you were able to bring the worst team to the forefront, it shows that you are still very capable, so continue to stay there. Tao Yuan had just left the chair when she sat back down. What did you say? Didn't you agree? You even suggested it. The situation was too sudden, she lost her composure and her tone was a little anxious. That was what I thought at first, but then I thought about it. For someone as capable as you, even in the customer service department, you can still display your talents or even perform better. How can I ruin your future? Don't worry, your salary will still increase. He knew that she didn't care about the salary. Tao Yuan was annoyed, she knew that he was purposely making her anxious. But when she thought of the sinister women in the customer service department, she felt that it was hell. Rather than asking her to go back, she might as well give her a quick stab. A man's words are worth their weight in gold, he can't go back on his words. There is such a saying. Lu Li nodded. But, didn't you say before that a man's words can be trusted, and that pigs can climb trees? Since you know this, I don't need to explain, right? You are obviously using your position for personal gain and targeting me. So what if I am? Lu Li stood up, bent down and stopped by her ear. His smile was so gentle that it was almost perverted. You made me unhappy, so I will make you even more unhappy. After a night of consideration, Tao Yuan finally decided to ignore Lu Li's nonsense, and the next day she packed her things back to the business department as usual. There were already many grudges between them, she didn't care if there was another one. When she went to work in the morning, the business department was empty, there was not a single person. Tao Yuan was puzzled, when a firework suddenly exploded behind her, spewing out colorful lights and stars. Manager, welcome back. The staff all came out from under the table. Lin Wei was holding a firework, smiling brightly at her. Lao Liang and a few colleagues pushed a cake over. Tao Yuan was so surprised that she didn't know what to say. Especially after the painful experience in the customer service department, she was so touched that she almost cried. Manager, do you like the surprise we prepared for you? Tao Yuan nodded vigorously. You guys are too considerate. When we heard that you came back last Friday, our colleagues spontaneously organized a welcome party. They said that you are the manager and that you are well loved. Isn't that right? We have been looking forward to your return for a long time. I'll treat you to karaoke this Friday night. You're the main character, so you must come. Lao Liang said. No problem. Tao Yuan cut a big cake and everyone shared it. The whole department was happy and harmonious and laughter filled the air. This scene made Tao Yuan feel warm from the bottom of her heart. Even if Lu Li used this matter to mess with her again, she felt that it was worth it to have such a colleague. After eating the cake, Director Huang called Tao Yuan into his office. Have you completed the procedures for the personnel transfer? Yes, it's done. Why didn't I receive any instructions from the higher-ups? She was a little confused. Tao Yuan was afraid that she would give herself away, so she could only answer. The CEO told me personally. If you have any questions, you can ask him. Director Huang shook his head. Since it was arranged by the CEO, then there's no problem. It was also his decision to transfer you. Alright, go back to work. The previous office has been reserved for you. Thank you, Director. Before she came back, Lin Wei had already cleaned the office and added 2 potted plants. Thinking back to the 3 years she had worked here, some beautiful memories floated up in Tao Yuan's mind. She was finally back. A tall young woman walked over with a cup of coffee. She leaned against the door and looked at her with an unfriendly gaze. You are the previous manager, Tao Yuan? Yes. Tao Yuan also looked at the unfamiliar face. She was wearing a Chanel suit and had an arrogant attitude. She deduced that she was Su Meng, who had replaced her. She was the daughter of a board member. Apparently, she used to be an art student at a diploma mill overseas. Because her private life was too messy overseas, her father brought her back and arranged her to work here. Her major was not suitable to begin with. Coupled with the fact that she had been pampered, she probably only knew how to eat, drink and have fun. No wonder Lao Liang was so angry at her. I originally arranged for you to stay in this office, but I don't like to use other people's offices, so I asked them to open a new one, right across from yours. Oh, that's good for me. My room faces the south and has the best lighting. It's airy too. The lighting in your room is average and it's noisy near the elevator. Hearing this, Su Ming was a little unhappy. She regretted not choosing her room. She pouted. Really? Then let me try it again. If it's really like what you said, I'll swap with you. Looking at her matter-of-fact look, Tao Yuan's impression of her was even worse. She hated this kind of arrogant and willful woman who thought that everyone in the world was her mother and everyone had to give in to her. Sorry, I'm not changing. Don't you know who I am? Su Ming straightened her back and said proudly. I am the daughter of Mr. Su. Tao Yuan wanted to reply with, oh, so? However, she was so arrogant. If she did not teach her a lesson, she would not be able to take it lying down. The best way to deal with this kind of arrogant young lady was to give her a taste of her own medicine. So, I am the wife of the president. The whole hotel is mine. Ah, that's hilarious. Or are you trying to scare? I also attended the company's anniversary celebration. You were the only one there. The president did not want you anymore, and you still have the nerve to show off in the name of the wife of the president. If I were you, I would be too embarrassed to stay. But this is normal. The president has so many women outside. Which one of them is not younger and prettier than you? It's not like the president is blind. How could he like you? Here comes another sarcastic woman. Tao Yuan sighed in her heart. Why did women make things difficult for other women? No matter what you say, it is an indisputable fact that I am the wife of the president. It is also an indisputable fact that I am the manager here. If you have any dissatisfaction you can talk to your father and then let him talk to the president and see how he answers. Su Ming was really frightened for a moment. How could she have the guts? She dared to be arrogant in front of Tao Yuan, but who dared to provoke Lu Li? Wasn't that asking for trouble? She had suffered a setback and could only find another reason. I had an appointment with Mr. Chin of Deguang Group tonight. Since you are back you can go. Wasn't that the project before I left? It's been almost a month and it hasn't been settled yet? That person is too stubborn. He said that our offer is too expensive. I have talked to him twice and I don't want to talk to him anymore. Isn't it just a little money? Is it like a man to be calculative? Besides, you also know that it is the project before you left. Now that you are back, of course you have to go. Then what are you doing? What does it have to do with you? I have my own things to do. 7 o'clock tonight, Hilton Hotel. Don't forget. Su Ming left after saying that. Tao Yuan took out her phone and wrote down the time and place. It was not that she listened to Su Ming's orders, but she had always been serious about work. In front of personal conflicts and work, she always put work first. At 7 o'clock in the evening, Tao Yuan received Qin Hao, a middle-aged man in his 50s, at the Hilton Hotel. Manager Tao, why are you here? Qin Hao asked in surprise. Where is that Su Ming from last time? She is not free today, so I will come over. If Mr. Qin wants to talk to her, then I will contact her now. Tao Yuan pretended to take out her phone, but in fact she did not know Su Ming's number at all. No. Mr. Qin quickly waved his hand, looking unlucky. I don't want to see her. What's wrong? Is there anything that Mr. Qin is not satisfied with? I am not satisfied with anything. Mr. Chen's face was irritated when he mentioned it. I am quite afraid of talking business with young girls now. They are too immature and have no manners at all. Especially her, she is too arrogant. She takes advantage of the wealth of your Wilton Hotel. When she speaks to me, her eyes seem to grow on the top of her head. Her tone is also very cold and she is always playing with her phone. I have been in the business world for decades. When I founded Deguang, that little girl was not even born yet. She did not respect me at all. Of course, money is the most important thing in business. Isn't it just that the price is not agreeable? She actually said that I am stingy and have no magnanimity. I have never been treated like this before. If it were not for the sincerity of cooperating with Wilton Hotel, I would not have met her today. After all, she is still young. Mr. Qin, you are a senior in this industry, so don't argue with her. The Prime Minister's stomach can carry a boat. Mr. Qin, you will definitely not lower yourself to her level, right? It is all our company's fault. I will punish myself and apologize to you on her behalf. Tao Yuan spoke gently and appropriately. After drinking a glass of red wine, Mr. Chen's anger dissipated a lot. After all, he was a man. He could not resist a woman's gentle attack. Mr. Tao, you know the big picture. It is more comfortable to talk business with you. Thank you, Mr. Chin. As for the previous price, we have given you a price of 5 million per quarter. That is too high. Our chain stores have also rented storefronts in other big hotels, and the highest price was 5 million. Your hotel is a whole 500,000 more. Mr. Chin, you also know that different prices, different services, and different values. You are an expert in this field. Our prices are set according to the hotel's customer flow and the hotel star rating. If we overquote, we will definitely not be able to fool you. This kind of price is definitely worth it. Although the initial investment seems to be a little large, the profits in the future are very considerable. I guarantee that you will be satisfied. Tao Yuan flattered him without batting an eyelid, and Qin Hao felt a little smug. After thinking for a long time, he compromised. Okay, 5 million it is. Since Manager Tao has promised, then I believe you. As expected of Mr. Qin. You are bold. I respect you. The two of them signed the contract very smoothly. Before Tao Yuan could be happy for long, an uninvited guest suddenly appeared. Her face immediately darkened. Mr. Liu? Mr. Qin hurriedly stood up. Why are you here? I happen to be here to entertain a few clients. Lu Li replied casually, and his gaze fell on Tao Yuan. Chapter 512. Just signed. I have to say that Manager Tao's eloquence and ability are top-notch. The project that had been delayed for a month was settled by her as soon as she took charge. Boss Liu has such a good wife and a capable general. He's really a winner in life. It's enviable. He's envious too? Lu Li was a little jealous. We have something to talk about. Then I'll leave first. See you next time, Manager Tao. Manager Chen left sensibly. Tao Yuan sorted out the documents and wanted to leave too, but Lu Li spoke indifferently. Didn't you hear that I have something to say? I have nothing to say. He pulled her back. Tao Yuan furrowed her brows. What are you doing? Don't be so barbaric in public. Do you ignore my words? What are you talking about? I don't understand. Just yesterday I clearly told you to stay in the customer service department. Do you not understand human language, or do you have a bad memory? I don't remember anything. I only remember that you took the initiative to ask me to transfer back to the customer service department that day. You said that, right? I have selective memory and only remember important things. I can't remember unimportant things. You only listen to what you want to hear, right? Can you bear the consequences of disobeying my orders and secretly disobeying me? Lu Li's eyes darkened and his fingers that were holding her tightened. After all, they were in a high-class hotel and surrounded by people of high status. Tao Yuan couldn't struggle much and tried to control her temper. What do you mean by secretly disobeying? Why is it that what you said yesterday is true, but what you said last time is not true? You can't do whatever you want. As a man you can't go back on your words. Besides, I'm not a thing. You can place me here today and tomorrow you can place me somewhere else and then move me to another place. Even if I'm a plant, I'll die if I keep moving, okay? I'm not worried about that. You Tao Yuan are very tough. You won't die anywhere. Tao Yuan was really annoyed with this man. No matter what, this is a high-class place and you, Lu Li, are a reputable person. It's not nice to pester you like this, right? I know what you want to say, but I also have my position. I've already returned to the commerce department, so there's no way I'm going back to the customer service department. Even if you tie me up, I will crawl back to the customer service department. This is my determination, do you understand? With her other hand, she pried open his fingers one by one. Actually, the hotel is so big that we don't usually see each other. It doesn't matter which department I'm in as long as I'm not under your nose. Why do you have to bother so much? If you have so much free time, you should spend more time with your next Mrs. Lu. I'm not worth your trouble. After saying this, Tao Yuan walked away with her head held high. As Lu Li watched her leave, he actually didn't feel angry. Instead, he felt that she was wearing a set of clothes today. Her figure was excellent and she was very beautiful. Was this the clothes that he had spent more than 200,000 yuan on? She wanted to spend his money to dress herself up beautifully and then come out to seduce men. She must be dreaming. Even if she wanted to dress up, she could only dress up for him. Did she like to be a butterfly? Then he would break the wings of this butterfly. Let's see how she could fly. At the regular meeting the next day, Manager Huang praised Tao Yuan. De Guang's project has been delayed for more than a month, and it's finally signed. Manager Tao, you've done a good job. It's all thanks to everyone. Tao Yuan said modestly. Manager Tao, there's no need to say such beautiful words. Su Ming said in a strange tone. Everyone knows that you single-handedly took care of Boss Chen. We have no credit. However, the hearts of the people present were all on Tao Yuan's side. As an employee, she was humble and low-key. She had team spirit and outstanding ability. As a superior, she was kind and gentle. She did not put on any airs and was impeccable. Su Ming was a negative example. She did not do anything at work and liked to order people around. She had a bad temper and would lose her temper if she said one sentence more than twice. She had no ability. She had an expression of, I'm the daughter of the director. She was too arrogant. Hence, everyone was annoyed when they heard her speak. Lin Wei immediately said, Boss Su, you've been working on this project for a month. Why haven't you signed it yet? Didn't I tell you? I'm not as capable as Boss Tao. I can't handle that old man. I've heard before I came that Boss Tao is very good at dealing with clients, especially male clients. There's no project that she can't sign. But what exactly is this set? She dragged out her voice and said faintly. I don't know. That's enough, stop talking. I don't care what you guys do. I only care about the results. Su Ming, you're indeed lacking in this area. You should learn more from Tao Yuan. Manager Huang said. It was not a harsh remark, but Su Ming could not take it anymore. She had never been criticized by anyone in her life. She gritted her teeth. I don't have that ability. I can't learn it. She pushed her chair away and left. Her colleagues rolled their eyes behind her. Manager Huang was embarrassed too, but she held it in. Let's continue the meeting. Tao Yuan received a sum of money and told Pan Chi about it. She immediately asked her to treat her to dinner. It was a cold day, so Tao Yuan decided to have hot pot at home. After work, she bought a lot of ingredients and returned to Pan Chi's apartment. She called her but she did not pick up. She sent her a WeChat message urging her to come back as soon as possible. It took her more than half an hour to finish washing and chopping the vegetables. Ding dong, you big head prawn, you didn't bring your phone again? What are you going to do when I'm not home? Did you calculate this time to come back so you don't want to work? You'll have to wash the dishes. Tao Yuan opened the door and her smile froze on her lips. A second later she quickly closed the door, but another hand was faster and blocked it. Luli, what are you doing? Tao Yuan was still blocking the door, not letting him in. What am I doing? I'm here to look for my wife. With a gentle push, he pushed her away and walked in without saying a word. Hey, hurry up and leave, no one invited you in. I'm going to call the police. I mopped the floor yesterday, you should change your shoes. He didn't say a word and swaggered in as if he was in his own home. You're not leaving? I'm going to call the police. Tao Yuan had just taken out her phone when Luli snatched it away and threw it on the sofa. Why did you throw my phone? He looked gentle and refined, but his behavior was very rude. Luli took off his suit and pulled off his tie, revealing his slender neck. He looked at the hot pot on the table. There were 2 bowls and the sauce was ready. Are you waiting for me? Are you dreaming? I'm waiting for pan chi. Beef, meatballs, potatoes, bean curd, lettuce. Not bad, it's cold today, perfect for hot pot. The man was full of interest. What does it have to do with you? Hurry up and leave, pan chi will be back soon. She's not free. How do you know? Before she could finish, the phone rang and Tao Yuan hurriedly picked it up. Chichi, where are you? Are you almost there? What? Home for dinner? I've already prepared everything, there's a whole table of dishes. Hey. Tao Yuan glared at Luli. This definitely had something to do with him. Not free? Then I came just in time. Even if she doesn't come back, it doesn't mean you have the right to eat. Can you eat so much alone? Even if I can't eat it, it's better to throw it away or feed it to the dogs than to let you eat it. He looked back at her, his eyes a little dangerous, and suddenly reached out his hand. Tao Yuan thought he was going to hit her, but he only gently pinched her face. It's just a meal. You won't get pregnant. Why are you so nervous? He was actually still laughing, shameless. However, Tao Yuan's heart trembled. It was a very intimate action for a man to pinch a woman's face. It was especially strange for it to happen between them. He had been laughing all day today. Did he get into a car accident on the way here, or did he hit his head on the door when he entered? What pregnancy? I want to vomit when I see you. I can't eat. Ha, I'm not that happy when I see you. But that's a different matter. Eating is eating, you are you. I don't mind. After saying that, the man unbuttoned his sleeves and rolled them up to his elbows. Then he sat down, turned on the induction cooker and began to boil water. He picked up the ingredients for the hot pot and glanced at it. Mandarin duck pot, Mandarin duck, he muttered as he pondered over this word. This means that it has to be eaten by 2 people. You're being unreasonable. Can't I eat spicy food and light food at the same time? Only when 2 people eat is it called eating. When 1 person eats, it's called filling the stomach. The man spoke eloquently. This was very unusual. Tao Yuan frowned. Are you having a fever today? What are you doing here? I have no choice. I can't find a wife at home, so I can only come to someone else's house to find one. She's going to be my ex-wife soon. But she's still my wife now, isn't she? Shouldn't you be accompanying Tao Yanran? She's not here. So you're using me to kill time? 2 boats at the same time? Looking for solace when you're lonely? Does Tao Yanran know that you're pestering me like this? After all, in her eyes, I'm the one who's pestering you. She should really see you now and see who's pestering who. Luli opened a bottle of Sprite and shook his head. You're full of thorns now. Aren't you tired? Too much anger is bad for your health. If you're so concerned about my health, then don't appear in front of me and cause me trouble. Aren't you tired of being at loggerheads every day? At least I have a clear stance, unlike you who's indirectly convulsing. Today you're strangling me and telling me to die, and tomorrow you're pestering me as if nothing has happened. Shouldn't you go see a psychiatrist? Luli looked at the woman 1 meter away from him, clenching his fists tightly. He felt a sense of urgency as he stared at her warily. She looked stubborn, but there was a hint of fear in her eyes. She was a paper tiger who pretended to be strong. If he didn't do anything, she would swagger around as if she was more powerful than anyone else. But if he scared her a little, she would be exposed. Both of them were well aware of this point, so why was she being so stubborn? Are you leaving or not? Luli calmly took a sip of Sprite. His attitude had explained everything. "You're not leaving? Then I'll leave." Tao Yuan finished speaking and went to get her clothes. Chapter 513. She stopped in her tracks and sneered. "We are so familiar with each other. Do you think I don't know what you do? You don't mean what you say. What's more, it's still unknown. You're moody. You may be in a good mood one second, but it's hard to say the next. How can I lose my appetite for someone like you just because of your uncertainty? Oh, then I'll say it like this. If you dare to walk out of this door now, you will receive a resignation letter tomorrow. Would you prefer such a simple and crude way of saying it?" Tao Yuan stopped and turned back to stare at the hateful man. He still had a look of nonchalance on his face, and his expression was extremely hateful. "Do you think I will be afraid of you? Then you can give it a try. Oh, but you are going to divorce me. You should be ready to resign sooner or later. I am afraid this is not a threat to you." Tao Yuan had also thought about the problem of work carefully. Since they were going to divorce, it was best to break the relationship completely. That meant she had to resign no matter how reluctant she was. But after all, they were not divorced yet. She still wanted to work one more day. Lu Li must have seen that she was nervous about this job, so he was determined to take advantage of her. Tao Yuan was panting harder than a cow, but she still closed her eyes and suppressed all the anger. She put down her clothes and sat opposite him. "You are not leaving?" She smiled faintly. Her expression changed faster than flipping a book. "Since you have said so, can I still leave? I can't go against anything but money, don't you think? It's more than 20,000 a month. I just got a bonus today, so I will show my respect to you." "You inherited your greed for money from Tao Yuanxing, right?" Lu Li said sarcastically. "It's not entirely hereditary. Who doesn't love money? I work hard and get paid accordingly. It's only right and proper. I'm not a cow that eats grass and milks milk. I'm not that great. Then how can you bear to divorce me? Not many men are richer than me. No matter how much money you have, it's still yours at the end of the day. But I'm a bit greedy. I want someone who has money and is willing to give me their entire fortune. I don't just want money, I also want a lot of love." Tao Yuan felt that her tone was like a vixen and she had goosebumps. She wondered if Lu Li would feel like throwing up. But that would be the best. She wanted to disgust him so much that he couldn't eat. Women want both money and love. But it depended on whether you were worthy and whether you had the capital. A common mistake that women make is to think too highly of themselves. Perhaps in the eyes of men, you are no different from other women. I can't guarantee what other men will think, but I think I'm very charming to be able to make President Lu pester me like a fly. Tao Yuan was sharp-tongued, but Lu Li wasn't one to be trifled with. Men don't like women who are too headstrong. But women who are too weak won't be cherished by men. Compared to being a wife who has gone through hardships, at least she can live a wonderful life and won't get hurt. Besides, isn't your taste quite strong, Mr. Lu? Don't you also like Tao Yanran's spicy little pepper? What makes you think you can compare with Yanran? What's there to compare with her? If we really have to compare, then I think I'm better than her. Yes, you're better at being thick-skinned and more ruthless than her. Tao Yuan shook her head. I admit defeat on these 2 points. Don't rush to prove your little pepper's reputation. You have to get to know people slowly. I believe she will give you a surprise. It was more likely to be a shock. Seeing that he was about to say something, Tao Yuan took the initiative to stop him. Don't talk when eating, don't talk when sleeping. Let's eat quietly and not make each other unhappy. She added the hot pot ingredients into the pot, and it boiled in a short while. The two of them ate separately and didn't affect each other. Tao Yuan liked to eat spicy food and only ate spicy food. She dipped a lot of fat beef in it and ate a little fiercely. When Lu Li was eating, he was like an elegant aristocrat, leisurely. At first he only ate the clear soup side, but after tasting the spicy food, he changed his position and only ate spicy food. Tao Yuan remembered that he had a duodenal ulcer and couldn't stand the stimulation. She wanted to remind him to eat less spicy food, but he would think that she cared about him, so she didn't say anything and ate happily. Later her curse really came true. Lu Li started to run to the toilet halfway through his meal. When Tao Yuan finished clearing the table, he was still in the toilet. She knocked on the door. Why are you hiding in there? Are you okay? She knocked for a long time but there was no response. She thought Lu Li had passed out. She was about to force her way in when Lu Li walked out with his hands on his belly. He frowned and looked depressed. His face was livid and his lips were pale. What's wrong? Stomach upset? He stared at her, full of resentment. A few seconds later, she walked over and picked up her clothes. Come with me to the hospital. It's just diarrhea. There's no need to go to the hospital, right? Just buy some medicine when you leave. Faced with such a cruel woman, Lu Li's heart was cold and he threw the car keys to her. I can't drive like this. I don't owe you anything. Why should I send you? Get the driver to pick you up. He went over and grabbed her. He was so strong that Tao Yuan couldn't break free. Hey, can't you talk nicely? I can't talk nicely with you. Okay, let go. I'll send you. The night was bustling and the lights were flowing. Tao Yuan drove Lu Li's multi-million-dollar business car and took a look at him. He closed his eyes and held his stomach, lying there on the verge of death. To put it simply, he was lying there like a dead dog. His forehead was full of sweat and his lips were pale. He looked quite pitiful, but Tao Yuan really couldn't sympathize with him. Firstly, he was annoying, and secondly, he brought this upon himself. He deserved to die of pain. Your stomach must be hurting, right? I wanted to remind you to eat less spicy food. Lu Li's stomach was cramping and it was difficult for him to speak. What's the point of saying that now? I thought you could eat spicy food because you can't get rid of that little chili Tao Yanran. You don't look like much. She smiled unsympathetically. That's what you get for trying to be brave. Now you know how it feels, right? Spicy food was not something everyone could eat. If you don't have the ability, don't do it. You're so mean. Thank you. When they arrived at the hospital, Tao Yuan threw Lu Li to the doctor. After a while, a certain man was lying quietly on the bed. He's suffering from acute gastroenteritis. He already has a bad stomach, but he still ate so much spicy food. Isn't he asking for it? The old doctor shook his head. You young people nowadays just want to have a good mouth. You don't care whether your body can take it or not. You'll regret it when you get older. Yeah, some people just like to ask for it. Tao Yuan echoed. Lu Li closed his eyes and frowned slightly. If it weren't for the severe pain in his stomach, he would have grabbed this damn woman and beat her up. She only dared to be so arrogant at this time. Would she dare to do that in normal times? He was like a tiger being bullied by a dog when he fell to the plains. However, he would remember this debt and he would definitely get it back from her. The doctor left. Tao Yuan came back with the medicine and asked casually, "Do you need to take medicine?" No response. Drink some warm water? Still no response. It seemed that he didn't need her to be nosy. Tao Yuan was glad to get away. Then have a good rest. I'll go back first. I'll leave the car key here. I'll take a taxi back. Just as she was about to leave, a hand grabbed her. Her fingers were cold and soaked in sweat. Her skin shivered from the prickling sensation. What's wrong? Lu Li's eyes were still closed as he asked weakly, "You're going to leave me here alone? What else can I do? It's just acute gastroenteritis. It's not a serious illness. I'll be fine after a night's sleep. There's no need to leave someone to take care of me. Or I'll call your mother?" You're inhumane. Well, yes. She nodded her head very honestly. Then can I go? No. I don't want to stay in the hospital alone. When he said this, he sounded a little childish, which made Tao Yuan feel very strange. This man was too arrogant. Even when he was sick, she was not used to it and felt a little scared. Maybe she was used to being abused, but she still liked his fierce look. It's late. I have to go back. Stay. I really can't. He was silent. During this period, he seemed to sigh impatiently. Then he raised his eyelids and stared at her discontentedly. You really want to go? Well, I don't like this hospital. If you want someone to accompany you, call Tao Yanran. You can go, Lu Li said. He probably did not have the energy to argue with her, and she was very determined to leave, so he did not want to waste any more time with her. However, he was not so easy to fool, so he still put forward his conditions. But you have to bring dinner over tomorrow night to atone for your sins. Tao Yuan was amused. May I ask what crime I've committed? So, it's my fault that a pot of hot pot sent you to the hospital? I didn't beg you to eat it. It's you who refused to leave. You reap what you sow. We both ate hot pot. Why is it that I'm fine, but you have acute gastroenteritis? It's your body's hardware. Although Lu Li was such a tough man, he was still very unhappy after being repeatedly ridiculed by her. Have you said enough? I'm the one lying in the hospital bed now. You don't have to keep reminding me. I know more pain than you do. He was already angry. By right, Tao Yuan should be quite afraid. But what could she do? Other than wanting to laugh, she still wanted to laugh. Of course, a skinny camel was still bigger than a horse. Lu Li was also a very vengeful man. No matter how much Tao Yuan wanted to laugh, she had to hold it in. Seeing how pitiful he was, she took a step back. All right then. What do you want to eat tomorrow night? Tell me. The porridge downstairs at home. At home? Tao Yuan's first reaction was to mention the Lu family. Where can I find porridge near your home? Oh, you're talking about my home. Did he treat her home as his home so naturally? Tao Yuan's heart trembled involuntarily. Previously you didn't want to cook, so you bought porridge downstairs and sent it to my home. You didn't say the name. Okay, I got it. Then you rest. I'll leave first. Chapter 5:14. Luli was a man who could always cause all kinds of trouble. Anyway, nothing good would happen to him. It was supposed to be a good dinner, but he made a scene in the hospital. It was almost 10 o'clock. She was so tired. Why are you back today? Don't you want to be a coward? Luli looked back at her and asked. Can't I go back to my own home? What coward? At least I don't stay in someone else's house. Tao Yuan put down her bag. He was an eyesore and she asked uncomfortably. Why are you still here? I'm leaving. Luli went back to the bedroom. After a while he came out in casual clothes. His hair was just dry without any makeup. It lay softly on his forehead, without the seriousness of his usual formal clothes. He looked comfortable and at ease. He bent down and picked up his keys and wallet. Then he said to her. Let's go. Aren't you going to see Tao Yenran? I haven't had dinner yet. I'm going downstairs to have some porridge. From Lu Li's tone, it was a matter of course for her to accompany him. Why are you still standing there? I'm not going. If you want to go, go by yourself. Don't come back after dinner. I don't have the energy to quarrel with you tonight. As if I want to quarrel with you. Don't dawdle. Let's go. As he said, he grabbed her wrist and dragged her out. Tao Yuan was taken downstairs by force. She didn't look good. Lu Li, on the other hand, was in a good mood. The corners of his mouth were raised slightly. Even though he was sitting in a small restaurant, he still looked like he was in a high-class hotel. He was shining. Because of his existence, the style of the small restaurant seemed to be upgraded. The customers around them couldn't help looking at him. I know I'm good-looking, but you don't have to keep looking at me, right? I'm staring, not looking. You're almost 30 years old. Do you need someone to accompany you to eat noodles? Are you young? I like it. He directly replied with 3 words, so it became a very logical thing to do. Tao Yuan stared at him for a while and asked seriously. Can I ask you a question? Do you have a split personality disorder? When you were looking for trouble with me yesterday, you couldn't wait to kill me. Now you even want to eat porridge with me. What's going on in your head? Lu Li drank a mouthful of water. Compared to her serious expression, he seemed incomparably calm. Today I accidentally bumped into the old man from your department. He was with a young lady. It seems like his wife got the wrong person. What a coincidence. No matter how Tao Yuan listened, she felt that something was wrong. But was this considered clearing up the misunderstanding? So, he acted as if nothing had happened and acted as if nothing had happened yesterday? Oh, she wasn't as forgiving as he was, she said in a huff. That's not necessarily true. Maybe I'm not the mistress but the 4th or the 5th. You wish, but the girl is younger and prettier than you. What do you think he wants from you? Tao Yuan thought about it. I don't believe there's such a coincidence. You must be lying. I've sent someone to investigate him. Without waiting for her to ask, he straightforwardly said, so straightforwardly that Tao Yuan was stunned. Investigate? Yes, no matter what, you're still my wife. Of course, I have to investigate clearly. I won't wear this green hat for nothing. Tao Yuan really wanted to curse in her heart. How could he investigate someone else's privacy so naturally? And from his tone, she should be grateful to him. But she couldn't forget who was the one who watched her make a fool of herself, and who turned around and walked away. Was there any point in investigating after the fact? Anyway, her throat felt as if she had swallowed a fly, and she felt uncomfortable no matter what. She muttered. Hindsight, I didn't see you do anything at that time. Can you blame me? He has so many colleagues, why did you have to be caught as a mistress? You should reflect on yourself. If you had been more careful in your actions, would you have been misunderstood? I've already said that you're a butterfly who likes to flirt. Would a decent woman act like that? Tao Yuan turned around and was about to leave, but Lu Li pulled her back. What? You didn't do well and you're not happy to say it? I only said a few words and you turned around and left. Why are you so hot-tempered? I'm hot-tempered? Why don't you ask yourself why your mouth is so poisonous? Why should I be humiliated by you for no reason? Is it for no reason? There's a reason for it. That matter, I'm not ashamed? You think it's shameful? Then get a divorce. Tao Yanran is not ashamed. You can go and find her. Lu Li had been quite tolerant of her temper, but when she mentioned the word divorce, he felt uncomfortable and his too thick eyebrows furrowed. Can't you stop talking about divorce every time you open your mouth? Other than these two words, can't you say anything else? I have nothing else to say to you. Tao Yuan replied coldly. You're here, long time no see. The lady boss greeted them warmly. Mr. Lu, are you feeling better? Tao Yuan's heart skipped a beat, but she couldn't stop her, so she could only give her a look. But the lady boss was so infatuated that she didn't notice it at all. Instead, Lu Li saw the clue and asked, "How do you know I'm sick?" 2 days ago, your wife came in a hurry saying that she wanted to pack a porridge for you to the hospital, and we specially cut the queue for you. Your wife also specially told us to have less oil and salt, and to have a light taste. Tao Yuan wanted to die. And the depression in Lu Li's chest suddenly disappeared. It turned out that she came that day and she didn't forget. A trace of surprise oozed from his heart. This feeling was very strange to Lu Li, but he enjoyed it very much. Lu Li said when he was happy. After drinking your porridge, I'll be cured of any illness. His smiling eyes glanced at Tao Yuan meaningfully. Haha, Mr. Lu is really good at talking. I'll give you a 20% discount today as usual. Or the usual lily porridge? Yes. Where's Mrs. Lu? I don't need it, thank you. The lady boss left and Tao Yuan kept her head down, not wanting to see Lu Li's smug face. But she didn't drink water naturally, nor did she do anything naturally. She cleared her throat. Well, she opened her mouth but didn't know how to explain. Anyway, saying more would just be a cover-up. Where's my porridge? I drank it myself. Oh? Didn't you specially buy it for me? Originally, but when I went out, I thought of the traffic jam, so I was too lazy to go, so I took it home and drank it myself. Tao Yuan continued to be stubborn, her eyes drifting. Can't you show some acting skills when you lie? You don't even dare to look into my eyes, who can you fool? Lu Li teased her, the corners of his mouth almost reaching his ears. Who lied to you? I drank it myself. I want you to tell the truth. When he was serious, his voice was very authoritative, and Tao Yuan couldn't help but open her mouth. I went that day and Tao Yanran was there. You don't have to act. You asked me to send porridge over, didn't you want me to see you two being intimate? But you didn't achieve your goal and I didn't feel anything at all. Do you think I planned it? Wanted to humiliate you again? Didn't you? Anyway, it's the second time and I'm used to it. I want to say, can you please change something new? Don't you feel annoyed using the same trick every time? If I say that I didn't know Tao Yanran would come, would you believe it? Lu Li persistently waited for her answer, but Tao Yuan shook her head seriously. Of course not. This time it was Lu Li's turn to be speechless. He originally wanted to say, believe it or not, he didn't care. But at that time he didn't know what was wrong with him, so he emphasized. I didn't lie to you, I really didn't know. Are you trying to explain to me? There's no need. I said, it doesn't matter whether it's true or not, I don't care at all. Are you angry with me? No, do I look like I'm angry? I'm just stating a fact. I've already given you to Tao Yanran. Do you think I care how intimate you two are? I can't wait for you to stick with her 24 hours a day and not bother me. What do you mean by giving you to others? This statement made Lu Li uncomfortable. Am I a thing? Are you not a thing? What a sharp tongue. Lu Li thought bitterly. If he didn't pull out her sharp teeth, he would write his name upside down. The porridge was soon served. Lu Li ate the porridge and Tao Yuan lowered her head to play with her mobile phone. A few minutes later, the ignored person's face slowly sank. Don't you know that it's very impolite to play with your mobile phone in front of others? No matter how impolite it is, it's not as impolite as forcing others to accompany you. Why do I have to watch you drink? When she answered, she still did not raise her head. Which wild man are you texting with? None of your business. She looked up. Don't emphasize that you are my husband again. We are now in a semi-divorce state. We play our own games and don't care about each other. What do you mean by semi-divorce? I signed the divorce agreement, and you are the only one left. If I don't sign it, it's a piece of waste paper. Divorce no way. Seeing that she was in a hurry to say something, Lu Li interrupted. To be honest, I'm in a good mood now. You'd better not provoke me. Tao Yuan pouted and did not say anything. It was not that she was afraid of him, but she knew his personality too well. If he did not want a divorce, then no matter what she said, it would be nonsense. There was no need to waste her breath. The bowl of porridge took nearly an hour. When the two left the restaurant, it was already 10 o'clock. Tao Yuan walked behind and complained in a low voice. It's so troublesome. Can't you do it yourself? I wanted to work overtime. So slow? Hurry up and keep up. You have long legs. You go first. Don't worry about me. She deliberately walked slower, hoping to keep a distance from him. But Luli turned back and walked side by side with her. In the dance room, Tao Yanran was dancing ballet to the music. Her slender figure and elegant dance made her look like a proud and dangerous black swan, elegant and noble. Compared with the pure white swan, the white swan she played was more mysterious and full of charm. Ouyang Shua came in, leaned against the porch and quietly watched her dance. The dancing Tao Yanran was the most charming Tao Yanran. That kind of wildness occasionally made his heart stop beating. Any man would be eager to conquer this dangerous and wild woman. Chapter 5:15. After she finished her ballet, he walked over, pulled her into his arms and danced the Viennese waltz with her. In the smooth and gorgeous grave of boredom, the two of them spun, rose, turned, swayed, tilted and spun around. Their dance was passionate and unrestrained. Ouyang Shua pressed her into his chest with his big hand and murmured in her ear. You're so calm? Aren't you going to look for your Luli? It's not good to be too proactive with a man. Waiting for the fish to take the bait is the best strategy. I'm not like you. I like to take the initiative. Ouyang Shua's eyes flashed with the danger of a ferocious bird. Once he set his eyes on his prey, it would be impossible to escape. It's been a few days, why hasn't he come to look for you? Although he didn't come, I'm sure he's thinking about me. I'm always in his dreams. She was immersed in that kind of longing, and a happy smile appeared on her lips. The two of them spun around passionately, and Tao Yanran returned to Ouyang Shua's arms. I advise you not to be too confident. As far as I know, he's been with his wife these days. Tao Yanran's dance paused for a moment, but she quickly followed up. Maybe they're talking about a divorce. I don't think so. He's been looking for her and they're in the hospital now. Tao Yanran sneered. Is that bitch going to die? It's Luli. What's wrong with him? Don't be nervous. It's just acute gastroenteritis. Ouyang Shua's lips twitched coldly, and his feminine face exuded a strange glow. Do you feel sorry for him? He's my man, of course I feel sorry for him. But at this time the one accompanying him is Tao Yuan, not you. Are you sure he's your man? He will be soon and he will always be. Tao Yanran struggled out of his arms, walked quickly to the side and took out some water to drink. What? You're not happy that I'm telling you the truth? Aren't you very confident? Are you afraid? What am I afraid of? A few years ago Tao Yuan couldn't compete with me. Now she still can't compete with me. But Luli hasn't contacted you, and that's not a good sign. Not to mention that he was conflicted, he had a lot of worries. Based on my understanding of men, if a man wants to find you, he will definitely find you. You won't think too much. Since he hasn't taken action yet, I can only say that he doesn't want to contact you. Tao Yanran was also a little worried at first, but at this moment, Ouyang Shua's words magnified her worries and she frowned. But he still loves me. I'm sure of that. Even if he loves you, what's the use if he doesn't take action? From what I can see, he is now being conquered by Tao Yuan step by step. Ouyang Shua narrowed his eyes. After all, she is a very attractive woman. Tao Yanran snorted heavily and said with some jealousy. How charming. More attractive than me? What? Are you jealous? Ouyang Shua pinched her chin and caressed her skin, his lips almost touching hers. At such a close distance, the strong charisma emanating from his body made Tao Yanran's body tremble. Don't worry, my heart belongs to you. How can she be compared to you? Of course, she can't even compare to one of my fingers. She's just better at pretending now than a few years ago. She's still a pitiful person. Tao Yanran pushed his hand away. What I mean is, since it's useless to wait for her, it's better to take the initiative and seize the opportunity. Take the initiative? Won't that be too rushed? Tao Yanran was a little worried. It had always been men who surrounded her like flies, and she didn't need to take the initiative at all. If you think of it this way, the less time you spend with him, the more Tao Yuan will occupy him. Are you willing to let your man be with the woman you hate the most? Tao Yanran was provoked by Tao Yanran's words. Yes, she couldn't create opportunities for Tao Yuan for nothing. She made up her mind. I know what to do, you should hurry up and act. If you can't even handle Tao Yuan, don't come looking for me again. As it was almost time to get off work, Lin Wei ran in excitedly. Team leader, there's a department event tonight. We're going to a buffet, are you coming? The company is treating. Sure, where are we going? New Ocean View, a 5-star seafood buffet, 400 per person, isn't the company generous? Yeah, company welfare is great. Then I'll hitch a ride with you later. No problem. After work, when everyone was about to leave, Tao Yuan suddenly remembered that she had promised Lu Li to send him porridge. She could only apologize to Lin Wei. Of course, Lin Wei was disappointed. What's more important than a feast? Can't we go after dinner? No, really, it's very important. What's so important? Xiao? Yeah. Lin Wei rolled her eyes. Tiske, he was like that last time, why should you care about him? I thought he had turned over a new leaf, but he tricked you. That's too much, just ignore him. Tao Yuan wanted to say that she didn't want to care either, but she had no choice. You guys go, I'll treat you to dinner another day. She hurried to the porridge shop. It was after work and traffic was already bad, plus there was a car accident in front, so it was even harder to move. Looking at the time, it was already 7 p.m., that young master must still be waiting for her, right? If she didn't get to eat so late, he would probably throw a tantrum again. The time was 7 p.m. Lu Li read the newspaper twice, but there was still no sign of Tao Yuan. He couldn't help but call Zhou Xingyang. Madam? I'm not sure where she is, but I heard that their department organized a seafood dinner and everyone attended. She should be there too. Lu Li's face darkened. That woman was going to leave him alone just for a seafood dinner? Could it be that he couldn't even compare to a seafood dinner? If she wanted to eat, wouldn't he treat her? Or she didn't even want to come today and agreed to it last night was just to brush him off, just to get rid of him earlier. The more Lu Li thought about it, the more he felt that he had been tricked. He wanted to call her, but he couldn't bring himself to do it. Just as he was about to explode, there was a knock on the door. You still know to come? He glared at the door, but it wasn't Tao Yuan. Tao Yanran was holding a bouquet of flowers, standing there beautifully. His angry face suddenly froze. Why are you here? I have an old classmate who works here, she said she saw you, so I came to visit you. I hope I'm not disturbing you? Lu Li shook his head. Tao Yanran came in with the bouquet and put it on the bedside table. Why are you alone? Where is she? At the hotel. She loves you so much, I thought she would stay in the hospital to take care of you. But this is good, lest she misunderstands. Tao Yanran pulled a chair, sat on the edge of the bed and crossed her legs. I thought you had left. Well, something came up, so I stayed in the country for a few more days. She was still breathtakingly beautiful, which was good. However, Lu Li still couldn't help thinking of many bad memories. After all, he had let her down, and those feelings of guilt would naturally come out from his heart, making him not know how to face her. How have you been these years? Do you mean work or love? If it's work, it's been very smooth. You know, beauty is an advantage in the workplace and people around you will take the initiative to help you, especially men. As for love, a flower-like smile appeared at the corner of her mouth. I'm married. The unexpected news gave Lu Li a heavy blow, and his eyes suddenly tightened. His face tightened, showing a trace of anger. Tao Yanran teased. Can you call your expression angry now? Your ex-girlfriend is getting married, but the groom is not you and you're jealous? Disappointed? Lu Li must be disappointed and he was angry at himself. However, before he could explain this feeling, Tao Yanran smiled again. I'm kidding, I'm still single. Lu Li frowned. She had been like this since the beginning. She liked to tease people and liked to make people nervous. She was a seductress that people loved and hated. Are you angry? I lied to you, but it's better than me getting married, right? Tao Yanran smiled slyly and blinked her eyes like a fox. Besides, if I didn't test you, how would I know that you're still so worried about me? This kind of joke is not funny. Lu Li said coldly with a sullen face. But it was undeniable that he was greatly relieved. Oh, you're still as bad at jokes as before. But, seeing that you're worried about me, I'll forgive you. She quietly flirted with him but did not cross the boundary. She had been very smart and secretly grasped it. After all, she was a veteran in the field of love. She was a very resourceful woman who could tease a man's heart, but she would never appear to be too frivolous. To be honest, during those years abroad, although there were many pursuers, I was always single. No matter how good the conditions were, I didn't feel anything. I think that's because you've been deeply rooted in my heart. With such an excellent ex like you, no matter how good the others are, they're just making do. I also thought that I might not meet a better man than you in my life. Sooner or later I'll have to make do, so I might as well make do one day earlier. But I really can't do it. There's no room for another person in my heart. In the ward the two sat face to face. Lu Li's face was still a little haggard, but Tao Yinran was dressed up as beautiful as a peach, and her eyes were alluring, like a female leopard ready to hunt at any time. There was no doubt that she was a coquettish and ambitious woman. Not waiting for his answer, she smiled first. Oh, I don't make you feel pressured by saying this, right? I don't mean anything else and I don't have any other expectations. I just want to tell you what's in my heart. Don't think too much, I'm not going to pester you. However, based on Lu Li's understanding of her, the fact that she could say something like this was enough to prove that she still loved him and still had hope for their future. But, the more it was so, the more he couldn't make a mistake. He forced himself to calm down and said coldly, "When will you go back?" "I don't know, in 2 days. After I leave, I don't know when we can meet again. If there's someone worthy of me asking me to stay, maybe I'll consider staying." Chapter 5:16. However, what she didn't expect, or what Lu Li himself didn't expect, was that he actually said, "I'm already married." The atmosphere was extremely heavy. Even Tao Yinran's face froze. After a long time, she squeezed out a smile unnaturally. "Of course I know. Do you think I'll be your mistress? But does this marriage really mean anything to you? If your wife is someone else, I'll still ask you if your marriage is happy. But the other party is Tao Yuan, which is already destined to be a tragedy. I don't even need to ask. You won't forget how she broke us up, how she killed us." Tao Yinran stopped at this point, her voice trembling violently. "Forget it, we said not to mention that." Her smile was very forced. "You won't be happy with her. Of course, I won't be anyone's mistress. What I want is a unique love, and marriage is the same." Such emphasis had made her feel a little embarrassed, so she hurriedly changed the topic. "Oh, I almost forgot. I bought porridge. Do you remember? It's the old store at the back door of the school. You used to like to eat their lean meat porridge." Tao Yinran opened the lid, and a strong aroma filled the ward. Lu Li said, "Thank you," and reached out to take it, but Tao Yinran withdrew her hand. "I'll feed you." Before he refused, she said coquettishly, "Please, you used to take care of me. Let me experience the feeling of taking care of a patient, okay?" When she was coquettish, Lu Li always had no way to stop her. Just like now, even if he wanted to resist, he couldn't say those words, which meant that he acquiesced. Tao Yinran was very happy. She scooped a spoonful of porridge, blew on it to make it warm, and put it into his mouth. "How is it? Is it delicious? Or the same taste?" "Yes. That's why I say things from the past are better, including feelings." She only mentioned this one sentence and did not continue. Instead, she began to reminisce about the past. "I remember once, Tao Yuan bought me a sesame bun, causing me to have an allergic reaction and be hospitalized. At that time, I thought she didn't do it on purpose. Now that I think about it, the person she had a crush on was snatched away by me. How much must she hate me? It's already good enough that she didn't put rat poison in it. She must have done it on purpose. But it's all in the past now, so there's nothing to look into. You just have to learn how to read people." Lu Li thought to himself, yes, this is her Tao Yuan. Perhaps she didn't transform into this thorny appearance. Those thorns were originally in her bones. If she was tortured, no one else would have a good time either. It was he who thought too highly of her. In fact, that woman had never been a good person. In the eyes of outsiders, Tao Yinran was heartless and capricious. But at this time, when he was lying in the ward, the person by his side was her. However, neither of them noticed that Tao Yuan was standing behind the door. Such a savage woman was hateful no matter how he looked at it. He knew that he shouldn't mention what happened last night. But he couldn't help it. He tried to ask in the most indifferent manner. Did you forget something last night? Last night? No, we went to dinner in our department. We had a good time eating seafood. The welfare of the company is getting better and better. There's seafood for 400 people. You can eat whatever you want. There's hairy crabs sashimi. His eyes became colder and colder. Tao Yuan pretended to be enlightened and covered her mouth halfway. I forgot to bring you porridge. I'm so sorry. She could imagine that her exaggerated expression must be extremely pretentious. But she just had to make him hate her. She wanted to let him know that she was not a pushover. She was not afraid of acting. Are you sure you forgot it? Lu Li snorted. No matter how hard he tried, his face was already very ugly. Tao Yuan took a sip of juice and answered frankly. Well, I didn't want to go at all. She didn't feel guilty at all. So you're just lying to me? It's normal. Men can lie even if they keep their promises, let alone women. Haven't you heard of the saying that women are all liars? It's a woman's privilege to go back on her words. I've made it very clear yesterday that I don't want to go. It's you who forced me to go. In order to get away, I had to be perfunctory with you. Since you know how to lie, you should be prepared to be lied to. So you're taking revenge on me? The smile on Lu Li's face was a bit cold. Not really. If you insist on thinking that way, I'm just giving you a taste of your own medicine. But you have so many women. If I don't send you there, you won't starve to death. Aren't you sitting here? Tao Yuan, you're really amazing. These words were squeezed out from the gaps of his teeth. Ah, same to you. When it comes to playing with people's feelings, how can I compare to you, Master Lu? There was still a bit of resentment in Tao Yuan's tone. She was not a dead person. She had been played by him and Tao Yanran together once. It was impossible that she didn't feel anything. It was impossible that she didn't speak with a little sarcasm. Her mentality was not that good. I played with your feelings? Last night, she obviously played with him, but she actually made a false accusation. She was really a thief crying thief. It's not the first time you've played this kind of trick. Don't pretend that you don't know. I may not be as shrewd or scheming as you are, but I'm definitely not as stupid as you think. I don't even know that I've been played. Tao Yuan tried to speak in the calmest tone. I just think that this kind of trick is boring. It's just a waste of each other's time to drag it on. We're all adults. If there's anything, we can solve it directly. If we can't solve it in private, then let the court solve it. There's no need to play so many tricks behind my back. I used to think that I'm a piece of chicken rib, tasteless, but you don't want others to take advantage of you. But now, I'm not even a piece of chicken rib. I'm just a toy for you to vent. However, I'm not that easy to deal with. Just come at me. I'm not afraid of you. Looking at her righteous face, was she declaring war on him? It seemed that he was still too kind to her. It was time to teach her a lesson. After work, a group of colleagues from the business department went to Dihao Hotel to sing karaoke. The group of people were divided into several groups. They ate and sang. They played Jiangnan style, the hottest family style, and Little Apple. The atmosphere was lively. In such an environment, Tao Yuan temporarily forgot about her troubles and mingled with her subordinates. Life was so beautiful. Why should she find trouble? When it was time to play, she should play to her heart's content. She didn't want those annoying things to affect her happiness. Lin Wei insisted that she sing. With a group of people jeering, Tao Yuan chose the song Perfume is Toxic. It was also the man I loved deeply. When I became the world's dumbest woman, I would take everything he said seriously. He said that he loved my lips the most. He didn't have high expectations of me and treated me as well as before. But one day you said the same thing and hugged someone else. This song was also a story of love turning into hate. Every time Tao Yuan sang it, she felt the same way. Especially after Lu Li created the illusion of gentleness, then turned around and humiliated her with Tao Yanran, that feeling was especially strong. Closing her eyes, many memories of the past appeared in front of her. The more she sang, the more immersed she became. It was as if the people around her no longer existed. There was only this song. There was only this song. There was only her uncomplaining love, only her humble feelings. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.